Do. I'm in charge of this. I may never give it back. This is Mad, by the way, who's talking. Man, it feels good to be the host.
Why are all the passwords changed? What's going on?
Man, it feels good to be a gangster. So, yeah, I came in, I was like, Scott, get out. I'm ganking this. This is mine now. I didn't like how you were doing it. I don't know why y'all saying hi to Sporking News. He's not here. This is the Mad Barber dump. Mad Barber boys. MBE for life.
West-ish side, I think.
I'm here now, baby. I forgot how long all of these are in the random ducking. Oh man, we should have done my intro, bro. If I should have thought about that before I took over. Just done a straight up Mad Barber Entertainment takeover. What's that? Oh yeah, I did hang him off the roof like like what happened to Vanilla Ice. Time for some mad-splaining, that's right. Mad-splaining the news on the dump. I don't know anything about Sweeney Todd. Never seen a play in my life. Not the Cats, not the West Sides or the East. And welcome to the Mad Dump, where twice a week we give you all the dumpings of the. Hey Wes. Yeah, we give you all the dumping of the news, and with me as always, it's so weird. Unfortunately, my partner in toilets, my partner in toilet paper, my partner in showers, Barber could not join us because he's asleep. He's in England. So, but we do have. Oh, that feels really like Scott, just throwing up random images. You nailed that one. Anyway, Culture's here, Grant's here, Wes is here. I tried to say hi to, he ignored me, and Nick. Hey guys.
Hello.
I'll be honest.
I thought that was the recording. Sorry.
You thought what was the recording? The whole, hey Wes, how's it going, Wes?
Yeah.
Wes is still in the office, so we're gonna get abbreviated intro Wes. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all right. Am I doing it now?
Sure.
Oh, hi, I'm Wes.
Very good.
So I normally don't pay attention to this part because, like, I'm not in, like, you know what I mean? I just start paying attention when I get to talk. Like, does he go through the chat? Is that what he does? We'll go through the chat.
But first, I'm going to say hi. I'm Culture.
Do we? Oh, we do that, huh? Hey, Culture is with us.
Hi, everybody. Good to see you. Thanks for being here.
And dude, you were actually really good. Real quick, just a little aside here. Culture was really well behaved today on both Street Smarts and on Wednesday Live. Mad and Culture doing it together, volleyball style in denim. Yeah, like he did not. Man. Yeah, he did not turn anything into just like, oh, well, you know, one of my 18 producers told me, blah, blah, blah. Next to him is Mr. Grant Gregory, my Chief Executive Officer of Marketing, Technology, and Diversity. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I've just realized I have to get a much longer plaque now with all my titles. So, but yeah, apart from that, going good. It's yeah. So why the passwords all changed in West Scott?
So moving on. By the way, like Grant's business card, it like folds, like, you know what I mean? Like when he holds it up, it goes. Hey Jane,
it's called a trifold.
Oh, somebody sent Jane an invite to the Mad Dump. I took over.
I think we did already.
Oh,
I don't know. Maybe.
And Wes,
this is your problem with trying to run this show.
Don't need the negativity.
Not
hey,
a
Wes.
recording, right? Hey.
Not a recording.
Okay. Yeah, I'm doing good.
Good.
It's great to see you.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
I haven't seen you in a while, man. What have you been up to?
Lots of adulting.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Gross.
right.
Sounds lame.
Right?
Yep.
The only worse
Working
adulting.
working on Conspiracy Chronicles. I think we have a trailer coming up here. I believe Sir Talks-A-Lot has just laid down the lines for it.
Excellent. I can't wait
Cool.
to be a part of recording session. So.
If you need a good like Irish like Jamaican blend accent for a part, I got you.
Or New Zealander? Is there any New Zealander part?
Yeah, New Zealander. Yeah, beat me.
Yeah, I think you might be the baking powder pusher in season 2.
Okay, well, hey, I always prefer uppers. Nick is here as well without Sam. Thank God.
Oh, boo to you, Mad. Sam is delightful, and you know it.
Oh yeah. He's a good bloke.
Bloke?
Yeah, he's a good bloke.
He's all right.
Yeah.
I always forget. He's Nick the
Bloke.
funny one or the smart one? Which one?
I think he's the
I'm
one
going
that.
to leave that up to everyone else to decide because I don't want to sound conceited.
Everyone in the chat, is he the funny
Oh,
one? or
that's
the
a good
smart
poll.
one?
That's a good poll.
I can't do polls on the channel.
Oh, you can't? Dang it. Oh, man. No wonder we have bad polls. But all that's going to change now that it's the Mad Dump. What are the topics, Mad? Well, so topic number 1 is about Frosk and G4 and how they brought in Osmara. What's her name?
Amaranth.
Amaranth?
In Russia, Mads takes your channel. Oh, yeah, that's good. Yep. So if somebody wants to share that article, it's in the back.
We're very well prepared today. I don't know.
I am.
Okay.
Look, man, like I'm the talent. I'm not supposed to be doing any of this stuff, dude. I do way more than what I should on my own channel.
Yeah, it's true.
Shouldn't have to do anything but show up and, bring the heat, bring the
something.
It's mad stumped. Yeah, correct. A coup d'etat. By the way, Nick, that's coup d'etat. I know you struggle with French.
Well, actually, I do. Sam doesn't.
Damn it. It was one of y'all.
Yeah.
Am I really going to have to share this myself? My God.
No, I already did. It's in the back.
Can you?
Grant's supposed to be doing things.
There we go. All right. Ugh, already hate it.
Well, let me tell you, Frosk is here. After Frosk,
Yeah, you can see a penis in the background.
yes, you can. Yeah. And John Campia will definitely point it out whenever he sees it. But anyway, after Frosk accuses viewers of objectifying women, G4 hosts Amaranth for Bikini Ball Pit segment. So there you are.
She's not for you. Don't look at her.
Yeah. She's not. She doesn't exist to be easy on the eyes. Spencer wrote this one, so I know it's going to be beautifully done.
Man, I like Spencer, dude.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to hang up with him in a while.
I hang out with him whenever I want. I just show up and I'm on stream. But anyway, in one of the most blatant 180s on a virtue signal in recent years, just a little under 2 months after promoting X-Play host Indiana Frosk Black's on-air rant against sexism in gaming, in which she accused audiences of disliking her because they did not find her as nice on the eyes as previous network personalities, G4 has hosted notorious borderline NSFW Twitch streamer Caitlin Amaranth Siragusa for a segment centered around her sex appeal. Hey, Spencer, that's one sentence. Anyway.
I love this, Spencer.
Keep doing the good work, Spencer. You're doing the Lord's work.
Don't listen to him. He's a...
Amaranth's sexualized G4 appearance took place on March 11th, occurring as part of that date's episode of Name Your Price, a game show hosted by Twitch personalities Austin Show and Will Neff, wherein players attempt to guess the retail prices of various items a la The Price is Right. That's right, Horse Grill, exactly, Jane.
There should be a space between and la.
What?
It's
I
French.
know, it's bothering me too.
Your French was perfect, Spencer.
Hosting popular VTubers Vebe, Iron Mouse, Naners, and Snuffy participating as
Wait, I'm
contestants.
sorry. Snuffy?
Snuffy.
What is a Snuffy?
It's a VTuber, dude.
What is a VTuber?
On the left here. You see on the left here? VTuber.
I don't know what a VTuber is.
Oh,
Pointing at them.
So you know Fat Steven Seagal?
Yeah.
Like he gets the things to animate when he talks.
Right.
That's a VTuber.
Okay.
Or if you get the ones that are more classy, someone like Horror Amarada.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I guess you
okay.
learn something new every day. I had no idea what that was.
No.
Yeah, actually, that's how I was originally going to be presented to the world, as a virtual presence. But
They're grown in 60 seconds.
It's not too late.
Yeah, make a fictional story. That's what I'm doing for my alter ego.
That's smart. Hosting popular VTubers, Vaby, Iron Mouse, Naners, and Snuffy participating as contestants. Austin and Neff began the game by asking the four to guess the price of an inflatable pool filled with plastic balls. Much to the surprise of the panel, as soon as the makeshift ball pit was wheeled out, Amaranth, in a play on her reputation as Twitch hot tub streamer, then emerged from underneath, clad in only a pink bikini.
By the way, it's not a flattering bikini either. Like I hate the high hip like bikini bottom. It's just, what is this, 1982? My God, woman.
They ride up so bad. I hate them.
It's gross.
Yeah, following Vi's win of the first round, Amaranth would change into a silver dress and join Austin and Neff as the episode's guest showcase girl, proceeding to suggestively interact with the day's handful of similarly provocative items, such as a shake weight.
Wait, real quick, by the way, she's not a natural redhead. That's a dye job. Ugh.
Wait a minute. That's not how you use a shake weight.
Also, the eyebrow coloring, I don't like the way they were threaded either.
Yeah, the threading's quite bad.
A bottle of 1970s cologne. Check it out. This is
they're not using sex appeal at all. Oh no, this is not for the video viewers at all.
Yeah. And the uncooked hot dogs used in demonstration of a specialized cooker.
Well, I don't even know what that sentence means.
Yeah, they're desperate. They're absolutely desperate.
Further,
that's not how you eat. Like, she has no bun, no like toppings on that thing. Gross. What is he? Chester, whatever his name is, that won the hot dog eating contest. Yeah, because it's fake. Like, what did Chris Rock say? Like, men tell the most lies, but women tell the biggest. You know what I mean? Like a man's lie is like, I was out with Johnny, and a woman's lie is like, it's your baby.
Oh, I don't have a penis. You know, those usual lies.
Yeah, like everything about a woman is a lie. That ain't your hair color. That's not how your eyebrows look. You're not that tall.
Further, a running gag throughout the episode featured regular series presenter Just a Minx expressing anger and jealousy at her misconception that she was being permanently replaced in her role by Amaranth. The bit eventually culminates with Just a Minx changing into a more revealing dress and forcing her way on stage in an attempt to actively compete with Amaranth for the job.
Wait, who is this?
This is Just a Minx.
What's a mink?
No, Minx.
Mink.
Hey, can you ban that guy that just said something in the chat? Yeah, that one. Ban that one.
All right, done.
Nice. Should have made yourself a mod, yo.
As noted above, this segment comes shortly after G4 promoted Frosk's rant, wherein she accused the network's audience of disliking her because they could not objectify her as a must-watch moment.
It was a must-watch moment because like people had fun. Like that was great YouTube material for everybody, especially in like this circle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still needs to be banned.
Broaching the topic during a January episode of X-Men, Black began her now infamous speech by asserting to viewers, in joining G4, I was ecstatic to be part of something I grew up watching as a child. But every time G4 is brought up in various channels, even in this YouTube channel, we have the chat in front of us. I can see you. Without a doubt, there will be backlash because I'm not as bangable as the previous hosts. She's not wrong.
It's her. I don't like attacking someone on their like physical traits, whatever. Her teeth, man, my God.
Well, I'm not attacking her on her physical traits. Her personality is terrible.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah.
But she really does have bad teeth.
Yeah, like British teeth. You know what I mean?
Well,
worse than that.
Yeah.
I mean, couldn't she like not afford clothes that actually fit her and not like 8 sizes too big?
Oh, that's actually her style. It's called a Frosk look. So
wait, what? Is that a real thing?
Yeah, it is. It's a Frosk look. I swear to goodness. She created her own style of dressing. It's called a Frosk look.
What is he like? He's like, ooh, Criss Cross made up their own. I can too. By the way, Culture, did they make you want to jump?
Yes. It is somehow unexpected that you can talk about how much you jerked off to women as a compliment, she continued. It's not a compliment. It's dehumanizing, and it's weird. Women do not exist to be easy on the eyes for you. Morgan Webb, Olivia Munn did not exist to be nice on the eyes for you.
I bet she's standing there in the background just absolutely fuming.
Hey, Jane.
Hi, Jane.
Hello.
Do you have any thoughts on this amazing content here?
Grant, move her up here.
X-Play.
Hey, Jane.
Perfect.
Hello.
Black then declared, and that's just obvious sexism.
Wait, real quick. Jane, I was right about her bikini, right?
Yeah, that's not a really attractive fit, especially with her body type. It's not that cute.
Yep. See that?
If she used a waist trainer, it would pull her in a little bit, and it would be cute.
Right. I was thinking the same thing. A waist trainer.
Yeah, that thing that trains your waist.
Yeah.
It just cinches it a little bit.
Oh, you're preaching to the choir.
Yeah. They are very comfortable.
Yep.
Or functioning, I'm not sure.
It helps your back, actually. It helps strengthen you a little bit. So it's healthy for you.
Oh, yeah. It's like Kegels for your back.
Why am I here? Okay, hinting that the reason for her frustration were various criticisms made in disagreement with her reviews. Black explained, here at X-Play, our reviews are written and produced by a team of people. There are too many games for one person to shoulder the burden, so we divide and conquer.
That's kind of weird to me, but whatever.
Yeah,
I think this is one of the greatest orations in history.
Yeah. You asked Jane a question, then started reading CC. Yeah, I know. I'm terrible.
I feel like this was putting the Gettysburg Address, giving it a run for its money here.
Oh yeah, it's definitely one of those speeches. Like you're gonna remember this forever. It's gonna be quoted.
So when we use language like we or I, that's the reviewer. That's coming from the mouth and experience of the reviewer reading that review. She confusionally put forth. Well, wait a minute. The reviewer wrote it down, but you're reading it even if you didn't play it. So yeah, she confusingly put forth.
I wonder how they're presenting it though. Do they present it, because I don't watch it, do they present it as if it's their personal take or is it the company's take?
It's always personal. That's the thing. Like, when they say, because she says, oh, when we use language like we, they don't when they're doing their reviews. They say, I really enjoyed this. Is what I found the most frustrating about this game, and that's what I'm saying. That's why people were calling her out on it.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, and that's not to say that Gerard, TBH, Adam, or myself don't contribute to the reviews. We absolutely do, but it will always be in varying degrees and take a whole team behind us.
Real quick, let's go ahead and hit up those super chats while we're in a pause.
Super chats.
All right, Blue Eye Roof Korean the bass, not Korean. That's not a picture of him.
He's not even a roof either. Lack of guttering gave it away, I think.
Yeah. So he says, tigers love pepper. They hate cinnamon, though.
They like pepper?
That's like a Snapple fact. You remember Snapple?
Yeah, I do.
Like kangaroos can't hop backwards?
What?
Yeah, kangaroos can't hop backwards.
Because of the shape of their knees. It makes sense.
Wait, I've seen some when they're punching a person. They seem like they're hopping backwards.
They hop vertically and then they use their tail to push themselves backwards.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So if you're ever in a fight with one, get behind them. that will save you.
I don't ever imagine myself getting into a fight with a kangaroo.
Well, you never know, Culture. We're just trying to prepare people.
You will when you come over here. They try and mug you.
Well, I saw videos where they show up at people's houses.
Yeah, and then bars like Culture. We have a lot of people that watch us here at the Mad Dump from Australia, so we're trying to help them.
I'm a big fan of them, and you know what? Apparently, if you just like carry a cinnamon stick in your pocket, you don't have to worry about tigers, though. See, these are important facts.
Oh, and also wear a mask of a face on the back of your head. They have to do that in India because if they see your back, they will attack.
Yeah,
and that rhymes.
I think that was a nice rhyme scheme.
Thank you.
All right, next one.
Yeah. So that's where double masking came from, actually.
And thanks so much for that first super chat. And
I want a tub full of those balls. It seems like that would be really fun.
Yeah, like once though, and then you got to clean them all up. Like, you know what I mean? You got to put them all in like a bag, some type of carrying case, because I'm sure you're gonna want to go mobile with them.
Yeah, my backyard's covered with them because apparently my 2-year-old thinks it's more fun to actually have them out of the blow-up pool than it is inside. So.
Right? Yeah. And blue-eyed Roof Korean, I almost said Wolf, like roof. Anyway, Roof Korean, the base for $5 says 40 chest levels of brilliant. Must be talking about us, or at least me. Now, someone needs to stir the pot. Ask about the hypocrisy. Is this what advertisers G4 stand for? Make them eat each other.
Yes.
That would actually be a good segment, them, doing like a cannibal segment where they're eating each other. I would enjoy that.
Yeah, but I mean, like knowledge-wise, I went blank on what I was going to go for. Intellectually, like.
Did we make it all the way through the supers?
Yeah.
All right, so seal clap. All right, here we go. We have done the experiment and controlled for the variables. Black further elaborated. Adam will read a script written by the same writer that I will read the other half of the script for, but I'll be the one flamed. She then admitted that though it also happens to Gerard and Smallwood, their experiences do not discount the sexism of how it happens to me when it does. Both things can be true.
What she's saying is like, just because they like the men that do the same thing I do get hate as well, that doesn't mean mine isn't sexism.
So all of the people in question
get hate,
criticized.
Yep.
But hers is special.
I feel like
because she's a woman.
I feel like Kamala Harris should aspire to this level of logic and reason.
Yeah, that would be better than what's going on lately. But anyway, both things can be true, she exclaimed, that there is general hatred of any change that isn't Adam, and that I'll receive special flame just for being a woman. Special. And I wish I could turn the camera around so you could see the incredible team that make X-Play.
I mean, first, you can.
Yeah.
You can turn the camera around.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's not how
there
cameras
is
work.
Thing as behind the scenes, videos and whatnot. You can actually show people and get to know what's going on in the background.
That's true. They did also show pictures of the other people in the back as well. So it's not like,
or give them credit.
There's a technicality there. I mean, those big giant cameras that they have on the swivel things, they don't swivel that way.
But they can give credit to the people who actually made the review.
That's true.
Who played the game.
Yeah, she mentioned him. What was the name? Zipper or something? Or
and stapler and file cabinet.
Stapler.
Yeah.
Oh man, I saw I was watching It's a Gundam. Ever heard of him? He did a video on this whole thing, and he showed a clip from one of their bits or whatever where she's trying to sell this guy her car, and it was just it was bad, man. Like there's nothing worse than seeing people who think they're funny try to be funny. Oh.
Yeah, I have to contend with that a couple times a week. So I understand what you're saying.
Well, he's not here tonight, Culture. I'm here, so it's okay.
Half of our producers are writers, and our producers and writers are women. Okay.
Yeah, that explains the bad
balance. Drawing her thoughts to a close, Black informed viewers that when you're in our DMs or in those YouTube comments or in Twitch chat right now, those reactionary threads thinking that I'm somehow ruining your current X-Play experience because you can't objectify me how you previously did to Morgan, or that I'm somehow less qualified to speak on something that you can't quite put your finger on why, even though I'm reading the exact same script as Adam, but you have no problem with his part of it. You're letting your unconscious biases ruin my day, and you're gatekeeping the gaming space.
What?
Two things.
What kind of sentence is that?
I don't know.
But two things, right? One, she had already said that they get shit too. Like, so you're already wrong, and you're like, there's no like continuity in your own little speech here. Two, this is all about how you feel. Like, you can't control what other people say. You can only control how you react.
Right.
And that's where you need to start before you start going to people. And I know it still makes you feel bad. Believe me, I get a lot of hate as well. But you need to learn how to handle that, how to manage your emotions.
Or what about just hiring someone to handle your social media? Nobody says you have to read it.
Yeah. Don't make your DMs public.
Do that all the time.
Just
young
don't hire. Just don't hire the person that George Takei did that handles his social media.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I mean, it's like they don't understand how this is a business. If you're gonna run a business, then run one. Learn how. You can't be so emotional about every little bit of
but it's also that thing, you know.
Yes, I can, Jane.
Film and TV as well. You know, you put yourself out there, you're going to be criticized for what you put out there. It's sad to say, but it comes with the territory.
And it's engagement. Like, why are you mad about engagement?
I mean,
right?
Especially with film and TV, even infamy can be a good thing. After all, attention is attention. And if it's online, it's a click.
Right.
Yeah. But also, by the way, she goes, you're letting your unconscious bias ruin. Like, okay, first of all, if it's unconscious, how am I letting it? It's out of my control. Like,
I don't think these people know what unconscious means.
She's just throwing together catchphrases.
Yeah, buzzwords.
Buzzword, yeah. And it's ruining her day. Like, why do you let it? It's just so
you don't
dumb.
have to. It doesn't have to ruin your day. Why not embrace it?
Lock the doors. Lock the stream door. Is there a door? Is there a stream door? Can we make it to where we can't let people in?
How do you let the internet ruin your day, though?
They're already in the house.
Get out in the real world. How about that? Get a hobby.
You know what they say? Touch grass.
Well, the problem with that, though, the grass is being planted by these, woke people already. Like they're everywhere in landscaping.
You bring up a good point. Woke people
That's
can't.
not grass. That's AstroTurf.
They can't garden well. I mean, as you saw on the Chaz or Chop or whatever it's.
Oh, yeah, they had to have conservatives come in and show them how to garden because they felt bad. It was like a missionary. Like it was a. They were on a missionary trip to help these people plant food so they don't starve.
They didn't know how to farm.
No, they didn't have a clue. Oh. They were like, please send us vegan burgers or whatever they were like asking people to send. Like, you're not starving if you're asking for very specific things like, oh, I have a gluten allergy. No, starving people don't have gluten allergies.
So maybe for 2022, we be a bit nicer, a bit more self-reflective, and we enjoy the fact that people are working hard to make free content for you, she concluded. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Peace.
Well, if you don't like the comments, don't read them.
Take that advice. We all encourage you to be self-reflective and take your own advice.
Exactly.
If you don't
watch it, Frosk.
If you don't watch it, we'll have peace. There won't be any more war. Yay.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
We do have another super chat, if we can bring that up. Oh, I didn't even see this one. All right, Blue-Eyed Roof Korean the Base. Man, he is funding the whole mad dump tonight.
Yes.
Some of y'all need to step up your games. Let's see some more money coming in here I got bills to pay, y'all. Yeah. I mean, not really, but you know what I mean. Let's see. Blue-Eyed Roof Korean the Base for $2 says, I was embarrassed for Gerhard the completionist.
Gerard.
That's not how you spell Gerard. I knew that comedian. Wait,
What?
Gerard Butler? No, that was an actor. Wasn't there a Gerard, a comedian? He killed himself.
Yeah, he's
What?
dead now.
Yeah, I liked him a
He
lot,
did,
dude.
he did good impressions, and he had that show, Last Comic Standing, or no, the
Oh,
Next Best
maybe
Thing
I'm
or
thinking
something.
of somebody else.
Yep.
I had to look up who I'm thinking of because he's funny. Anyway, what was Gerard the completionist on here
Yeah, he's on that show.
on the G4?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know who he's talking about. And next
Who
one,
was that?
he's on the show. I don't know. Mr. Gregory. Oh, you don't have to do that when you're on the panel. I hear people say that like, you better. In fact, most of y'all should. Yeah, for $5. I'm kidding. It's not really my channel. I'm not getting any of this. I love being a new co-host. Oh, you're a great co-host. How's everyone's Macklyn doing today? By the way, I messed up in the last stream. I meant to say shower, not grower. Like
That makes more sense. Now,
yeah, if a shower has a baculum. We've read an article.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go watch Wednesday Live with Matt and Culture doing it live on a Wednesday together in denim.
Boom.
You added the denim. I don't know why that.
Well, because of volleyball, bro. That's the only way we play volleyball is in denim.
Denim?
Yeah, he told me it
Yeah.
was the uniform.
Hey,
That's how you
denim
bro
and-
down.
You've seen
Denim
Tom.
and chaps.
You've seen Top Gun, right, Jane?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they
I
played
don't
in
remember
denim.
that scene.
What?
You don't remember the volleyball scene?
No.
Well, that makes sense because you couldn't really relate to it because it was about broing out
Yeah. Yeah.
I
All the
with a
dudes
bro
remember
time.
it.
Hell yeah, we do. All the denim
All
and the
the
high fives with the echo.
I can't believe you put me backstage. People want to see this or my avatar, okay? This is when the people start rolling in. Thank you, Machismo and Culture and everybody for covering that for me. I really appreciate it. Everything's
No
great.
problem.
Yeah.
I think this might be one of the best episodes you've had of the Mad Dump.
Yeah, I doubt that, but I'm thinking maybe for now on Wednesdays, you get the first half hour.
Oh,
I think that's something we could work on. Blue-Eyed Roof Korean, the based. Next, they need to get the chick who tossed her cat. Did I miss this? Who tossed the cat?
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't Amaranth. That was the other one. What was the other vapid thought person that was?
Yeah, she doesn't
the
really have a
weird
channel
one.
anymore.
She did animal tossing.
Wow.
Yeah. The cat walked over a keyboard and she said, "Oh, I didn't throw her over my head. I just placed her down."
Wow.
Even though you can see the cat limping in the background afterwards.
I've done
Is
little
that who this is?
person
no different
throwing.
one. This is the one who sells the farts in the jar for $1,000.
Yes,
Oh.
$1,000 a pop of her own
What
farts.
was
Now,
her name? She got banned from Twitch. She was
the other,
yeah.
Gundam.
She got
Gundam
banned
get
a
banned.
couple of times, but she always
Yeah.
got banned.
Gundam
All of them get
appreciated
banned.
her. What's her name?
Amaranth?
No. That's this chick.
No, it's not
I
Gundam.
think I know
It's
the one you're
Pokemon.
talking about. She's
Gundam.
the one
Talking
who
about
allegedly
Pokemon?
had a stroke.
wait a minute, what'd you say, Australian guy?
Pokemon's back on.
Which one?
The one who was selling her farts. She's the one who allegedly had a stroke.
Pokemon?
Okay.
Oh no, that's a different one. Yeah, that she thought it was because of the farting in the jars. That's a different chick.
How hard was she
Yeah, no,
bearing down?
Well, no,
It
she's
was
only
her
selling
diet.
heaps because she was only selling hers for $50. This is the
Alinity.
Amaranth's doing for $1,000.
Yeah.
So
Alinity, according to Mr.
yeah,
Ticketron.
Alinity, yeah.
What does she look like? Can we get a picture of her?
Well, yeah, with or without her throwing the cat over her shoulder.
Yeah, no cat throwing. I have
By the
to
way-
say, when I was reading the chat, which was the best part of the show, the chat, Blue-Eyed Roof Korean said something. I don't know what you guys were talking about because there was a lot of screaming and crying, but from me mostly. But he said something about my biases has kept me alive, and I agree with that. Like, I know people like want to make you feel bad because if you see somebody that you think might look shady, you're not supposed to like cross the street. You're not supposed to like, defense up a little bit, like make sure you keep an eye on that person, like, cause you're judging them. But the truth is that is your inherent, like, being like in our DNA. It's in our DNA to protect ourselves, so if somebody is outside of your core group, and I don't care race, gender, but if they give you a weird vibe, your bias is what makes you kind of protect yourself. I don't know if anybody agrees.
I agree to a degree, but I also think that sometimes it can blind you to dangers closest to you, which tend
Absolutely.
to exist too. Because sometimes what happens is, especially with abuse, is that people won't see the threat that's right under their own roof.
Right.
Or they won't take the threat very seriously because they let their emotions and their relationship and how close they are get in the way of a real problem. And even with some murderers, like the neighbors are always saying, "Oh, he was nice,"
right? Or we didn't want to get involved too. You
didn't
just
want to get involved.
Yeah.
All these things. So you kind of have to be like, if you get a sense that someone's a potential threat, then obviously you have to pay attention to that.
Right.
But you also have to be, you can't let your biases blind you to.
Well, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean like, what I meant was bias. That first reaction usually is your innate way of like, you just know. I don't know if it's, I don't know. The ether.
It's not even like a racial or like appearance thing as well.
No.
Like it's just like you can meet someone and immediately be like, oh, I don't like this guy.
Yes,
whatever it
gives you
is,
a
like
weird
they just
vibe.
like it gets like it happens to me a lot. Not that I'm
like
like, ooh,
someone
this
that
guy.
does this,
People-
right? Matt, is this what I'm talking about? Hi, I like puppies too.
Yeah.
That's the guy that scares me.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I could smell your breath when you did that. I don't know why.
Did it smell like coffee?
It did have coffee on it. Yeah.
It's definitely stained.
But
Thanks,
it's
buddy.
different. It's different too from when people are like following you in the store because you're black.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, it happens to me all the time.
That's messed up.
It's your basic principle. You're going to choose yourself over someone else in basically any given situation. It's your own internal bias, and there's nothing wrong with that.
See, Jane, I have to ask you that one too. And that, Mr. Gregory, you have a point, but like, that is something different. To me, that's not biases. That is like, okay, black young male comes in, baggy pants. I'm keeping an eye on him. Like, is that mostly a generational, like, because I feel like if
that's
I,
racist, Scott. That's
it is,
racist.
no, it is definitely racist. But what I'm saying is like, if I saw a kid with baggy pants, I wouldn't first assume he's going to rob my store. But I can see that people like from like the boomers and the people like, do you think even younger people still do that?
I think not young. I find actually that the younger ones don't really tend to see race the same way. But
Right.
Yeah.
like,
Agreed.
I think older
until they get to
millennials
university.
and Gen X sometimes still do. Because I've had that happen. It's only happened once. But I
Really?
have had someone do that. I couldn't tell if they were just being just racist or just ignorant. But either way,
It's
I
both are
used
bad.
I used it to my advantage because
Yeah.
Oh, come
I
on,
called
tell
her
us.
over.
What was it? Come on.
She was following me,
Okay.
like around the store.
Mhm.
I guess thinking that I was going to, because it was a high end store.
Okay. Oh, you can't have
And,
a black person in there.
Oh God, no! What
No.
are you doing? You can't afford anything.
Right.
So,
I picked the
you
right
know,
time to clip that, Scott.
I think my thing is she worked there, so I put her to use. I
Right.
just called her over and had her go and get me things.
Oh,
Brilliant
nice.
way of
Very
handling
smart
it.
way to handle that, actually.
It's brilliant.
Just to what do you call it? If there's any suspicion going around, just get a worker to come help you out.
Right.
Yeah, I would just tase the person
Yeah.
and
I mean, yeah, that is an
be like,
option too.
well, no, Nick, I'd be like, look, I'm frightened by little Asian women. So any Asian woman that comes in my store will get tased.
I
Mostly
think
if she's from Laos. Sorry.
No, a lot of it has to do with like not having enough exposure to other people.
That's
right?
huge.
It is because like for like my grandmother, right? Bless her soul, you know.
Yeah.
She's probably the nicest little old lady you would ever meet, right?
Racist.
Probably a huge racist, but there just wasn't black people around for her to be racist towards. You know what I mean?
Well, like
So-
my mother was out of nowhere. I never would assume. My mother never said a word about anybody. And I started dating a girl from her family's originally South Korea.
What?
And my mother, and I said, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll marry this girl. And I was being serious, but we were dating for a while. And my mother goes, well, I don't think that's smart. And I was like, what? And my grandmother that was a little different. That was a different time. But
You're like, I
even
don't
my
have to be
grandmother was
smart,
like,
but my
will you
Asian-
stick with your own kind? I'm like, wow, grandma's a racist. You know, like,
And she hated wasps.
yeah,
But yeah,
I am a little
no,
waspy.
I
But
know
it's so
like
weird because you also experienced it from the other side where
Yes,
often
right. Well, I
True,
dated
yeah.
that girl and her parents never met me. 3 years we dated. They would not meet me, kept trying to hook her up with, like, had people's sons coming over the house to take her out without telling her. I was that bad boy.
I think we're finding out that Scott has an
affinity for
yeah.
I got
Asian
some
thing.
stories. No. Maybe.
So
are these your bias towards white women?
What's that now? I like my wife's a little exotic. I like a woman that has. I don't like blonde hair.
Exotic.
Well, she's she's a little bit African, a little bit Indian, but she's also Polish. Like I like somebody who has some character. Dark hair. I like dark hair. I like darker skin features. Even though someone called me a bigot on my Miss Marvel teaser because I did the thing about diversity. Tell me you saw that, Mad. I did that for you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I still think I was right when I said that to you, but you didn't respond, so.
Well, I mean, it kind of hurt when it came from you.
So, last thing on this, I'll say that. So, when I was a cop, right, I think that really helps because like you get a better feeling of like who is an actual threat and who isn't, not based on any like not on race or anything like that, but like on vibe may not be the correct word, but because like you get these feelings like man, I know we had these guys, they were illegal immigrants or whatever, and this one dude, bro, I've never really he had like this feeling of like evil to him.
Like
without ever saying a word.
Country for Old Men or whatever that movie is.
Bro, yeah, white alligator like boots or whatever with a white cowboy hat in a white vest with no shirt underneath it and white like jeans or whatever. Yeah. Like
was he like a Chippendale or was he just a hardcore gangster?
Yeah.
Cowboy?
Yeah, like he was cartel.
Oh my God.
Right? And he never said anything, didn't have to say anything because you just knew, you know what I mean? That this dude is like, I guess I waited on him to say like, you know what they call me Big Evil? Because my evil's big.
That's so messed up. All right. So can I play this real quick? And then,
oh yes. Play your clip about you.
I am going to play my clip about me because it was for you. Okay, here we go. This was for you. I did this part. Tell me what part was you inspired me to do it. Let me put that, Mad.
All right.
Hold on. All right. Right. Oh, maybe I should take off the sound. Hold on. Boomers. Oh my God. It won't stop rolling. All right. You know what? There we go. Well, I just watched the Miss Marvel trailer and I thought, what did I think of it? I thought I really liked Scott Pilgrim when it came out and, The Weeknd's pretty good. And, diversity is very important in this time and place we live in. If we do not celebrate diversity and people's diversity, we will surely fail as a human race. What did you think of the series? Let me know. Tell me that's not something you would do.
Brilliant.
Tell me that's not something you would do.
That's brilliant.
Thank you, my
I don't know.
friend.
That should have so many more views.
It doesn't.
Perfect.
It
so
doesn't.
good.
You know,
It
they
doesn't,
don't.
it doesn't even show up on my feed.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of people that are my subscribers are like, we didn't even get a notification for that one. And I hate that.
If I
never
knew
get
I hadn't,
notifications for them, and I just usually scroll and see it.
It's crazy.
if I knew that I inspired it, I would have watched it and retweeted it.
Yeah, well, thank you, buddy. Maybe you could do that after the show.
Put it in the title next time.
I will. Mad, this one's for you. So let's read some super chats. But first, I want to say hello to Wes and Jane. It's nice. I love having you here.
Hey.
Nick, Wes, how's everything going? I made sure to put your link in the description. So guys, please subscribe to Wes. He's at like what, 807 subscribers, right?
Am I? Wow. I thought I was just at 804. Let me check.
I saw 807 earlier. There, I gave you those. Those were me.
Wow.
Yep.
Hey, it still counts.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Awesome. So where did we leave off? Did we where are the super chats? Okay, so this is the first one, Mr. Grant Gregory. Right?
Yep.
Thank you. That's great. Mr. God, you guys are on fire tonight. Mr. Tickle Trunk. I show up and it breaks the whole thing down. Mr. Tickle Trunk for Canadian $2. What's next for X Play? Eat a human body segment? I mean, she's selling smells. Have you?
Good enough?
Well, Nick, has any of you guys watched the video with this new host? Like, they went from Frosk yelling at fans, being, sexualizing them to like sexualizing this girl Amaretto or whatever the heck her name is. I'm going to share it. Like, tell me the difference. Someone needs to tell me the difference of what Frosk did compared to what they did.
Well, because if you're comparing Frosk and Amaranth, I can notice two differences.
Okay, and what is that? What is that?
The left and the right one.
Okay, so we all remember the rant, right?
Is there a new host though, or?
Well, I
don't
think
it's a new host. I think it was just a segment.
No, I think they're trying to get her to join. Someone said that this was their way of like testing the waters.
Testing Amaranth?
Her.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't see her. Yeah, I don't see her doing that.
I mean, she doesn't need to. She makes enough money. Which one would that be on? Just G4 main channel? I guess. I don't know.
That would be a step down.
Dead Twitch as well.
She's huge on Twitch, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So
This is one of those people who can sleep on Twitch and have like thousands of people watching.
Right, and people
also geolocking their stuff. So me and Nick, if we were
want to watch someone sleep unless they're waiting for someone to
wanted to,
in the middle of the night or something.
What was that now, Nick?
Why would anyone want to watch someone sleep? I mean, unless they're waiting for her to do something, like fart or something. I mean,
there's people out there with a lot of kinks, right?
What they're probably looking for is for the covers to slide off or something like that.
Right. Okay, here we go. G4 clips. Maybe we'll find it here because their channel doesn't come up. Gary comes up before them and all these other people, but their clip does not come up. That is priceless. So here we go.
Say gasoline.
Oh, hello, Hello, Amaranth. Hello, Gina. Hello, Will. It is me, the Loop Chef.
So they didn't show the opening to this. This other girl. Oh, wait a minute.
Is that Steven Crowder?
Yeah, it kind of does look like a Crowder moment. So this other girl sitting next to her, the Asian young lady, I don't know why we can't see her. Her right here was like literally saying things like, "Oh, I'm moist now." When she sat down next to her. "Oh, I'm moist now." Like, wait,
what I'm hoping is
it's
that
disturbing.
You will do is that you'll take a jar.
Was the seat already wet and she sat in it?
Oh, that's a good question. Good question. What do you guys think? Ask the chat.
Oh. Each of you can have one too, Austin. Okay. You will smell what is in the jar, and then you will guess its origin for me, the Loop Chef.
Oh, I love this game already.
Thank you so much. All right.
A little racist on that accent.
Okay.
Yes, pop the lid. Don't be afraid.
Come on.
You have a strong...
I have a deviated septum. I really can't smell much of anything, to be honest.
So that's her farts.
Oh, no. I'm getting something.
So many different parts.
That's her gas. Is that what we're saying? She's selling her farts.
The cocaine?
I think they all do.
Well, was the one with the deviated...
Oh, that's the Amaretto girl.
Okay, yeah. She loves the yayo.
We're not saying she actually does here, people. YouTube don't.
Yeah, we're not drug dealers.
We're not saying she has an addiction. We're just saying.
Why is that guy just wearing only a apron?
It's called comedy.
Yeah.
Wait, a deviated that doesn't affect your smell though, does it?
It all depends on how bad it is. So if someone breaks their nose, and I knew I had a buddy until he got that fixed with, he was always stuffed up. Always stuffed up.
Yeah.
But that also protects you from the leader of the Black Widows as well, so it's good.
True.
We had a cat. It was one of the barn cats, whatever. It got into the fan of the truck, and I had to be like 14, but my dad was getting ready to take me to school, and he turned it on, and it just the blade or whatever just like messed up the cat's face. I don't know why you're laughing at that. My goodness, it was a cat.
All I could imagine was a cat being destroyed and fur coming out.
Well, it lived, and then my dad. Oh man,
What is with people and killing cats?
No, hold on. No, my parents, they spent thousands of dollars to save this freaking cat. So then it became a house cat, and it would sneeze 30 times. Every time it sneezed, it would just be a continuous, just one after another, all these sneezes.
Actually, that's how I sneeze. I rarely sneeze, but when I do, it's like, well, all the drugs I probably did in my life. When I do it. What's that?
And you probably got all your furballs caught as well. So.
Well, that too. I try to hack that shit up, but all right.
It was so annoying, man. In the middle of the night, you could hear it goes. It's like, oh my god.
I hate
Sometimes
cats.
I wish you wouldn't have survived.
Oh, I'm the bad guy.
And I've never felt more violated than that.
It's rough.
Yeah.
So, okay, when you talked about that, monetizing. So I feel like there's lots of people who want to jump into.
Oh god. Can we get past this? Where's the part with the second?
1,000. Okay.
All right.
Follow-up question.
All right, here we go.
Oh my God! Oh no. It's Lucius.
The follow-up question I have is, are you ready
Christmas.
for another delivery?
Okay. Okay.
This came
It
from
smells
you?
like it's vinegary.
Okay, maybe this is all just farts.
This is farts in a jar.
I apologize. You.
That's a.
Why are we watching that?
No,
It's
we're
so bad.
done. We're done. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. We cannot get that time back. Sorry, everybody.
This wouldn't have happened in the first half hour of the show.
At
Well,
least it
that's-
led to us
yeah.
talk about cocaine and cats.
That's true. Blue-eyed Roof Korean, the base for $2 said, so when Scott gets here, show devolves to thottery.
Thottery, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, and crap, actually. I'm realizing I should probably not be on my own show. Storyman Jack, who has a great channel, guys, really great author. Please check him out. He is a member again. I do that a lot too. I find that I, like, for some reason, anyways, long story. It happens to me too. I appreciate every time you guys support me, even if you only supported me once. Thank you so much, guys. Andy, another channel member for £2, that's pounds, right? Pounds?
Yep, that's right.
Thank you very much for someone listening. And it's one of those little dogs waving, saying number 1, I think. So I appreciate you. We also have Storyman Jack again for $5. Hey, maybe I should do a diversity skit on my stories. Wait, they are already diverse.
They
Look,
better not be.
does
They better be
variety.
filled with white people and only white people. That's the only people you can write about.
White
Well-
people can be diverse.
Yeah, well, no, we're only supposed to be able to write about people that are look like us, right? Because every
Yes.
character in my story is me.
Right.
Because I'm not allowed to see myself in anyone else. You know, like these people that say they're fans of Tolkien and fans of Lord of the Rings, but they're so, like, they're finally so happy because they see themselves in a character now.
It's
Are
so weird.
they're liars? They're liars.
Yeah,
Then
but
you were
because-
never a
And
fan.
it's not even true. Like they
Right,
act like
no.
this is the first time they ever saw a black person on TV.
It's not that though,
what,
Jane.
What
Oh,
rock they've
go
been
ahead.
living under.
Well, but that's not what I'm trying to say. They say they're super fans, but yet now it's finally awesome because they get to see a black elf or a disabled hobbit. And the thing I'm trying to say is then you were never a fan because you missed the point of the whole book. You never connected if you had to find, you know, a one-legged Asian hobbit to identify with.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
totally
like
agree.
Galadriel as a character. I mean, I always imagine being with her, inside her, whatever it is, whatever the words
What?
we're using.
What?
Anyways, moving on from that, I was gonna say, like, well, some of them would even say, like, oh, you know, they loved it and they always pictured themselves as an elf or a hobbit and they would dress up like blah blah blah. But now they can identify though. Like, wait, how were you able to you know, connect to them?
It's called whiteface.
I've
Okay.
never really done this whole thing of like immersion of yourself
Yeah.
in a character. Like, I don't do that.
In
I
games,
just read it
yes.
and
No,
I
not
enjoy it
enough.
or I don't.
Well,
Right.
it's not even that. Like, there are always characters that may look nothing like me that you connect with in a story. You
Yeah.
know, and that's part of like a great writer. A great writer will get you to care about somebody. It's so weird to have to say this. Somebody who doesn't look like you. Like, that's the dumbest thing. To me, it's almost racist that you feel like you have to have somebody that looks like you, or the story's not.
I think Sam actually put a really interesting way, is that regular people can find aspects of a character. Well, they can actually see aspects of a character and relate to them. But a lot of these people now, especially activists and whatnot, are expecting those characters to relate to them and not the other way around.
Oh yeah.
So regular people, we can actually go looking for things in a character. You know, like, for instance, I thought about it recently, and I actually relate quite well to someone like Leia in Star Wars.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, I know she's a woman. You don't like
Yeah.
women, whatever. Anyway,
Yeah, but
so
dude,
I was just
she's
thinking about it,
royalty.
and it's like, and that's what normal people do. We don't look at the superficial. We look at their actions. We look at their thoughts and feelings and all that sort of stuff. But as I said before, activists, they have this almost entirely passive way of looking at film and television and books and everything. They expect it to cater to them rather than them to actually go out and look for stuff.
That's
Yeah,
really
but
good. Yeah.
That's harder to do that though. So we don't.
No, it's harder to do it because, well, actually, no, I'm going to backtrack on that one. No, it's not hard to do. They just don't want to do it.
But it's also weird too where we've gone, because the argument used to be, at least as far as like black hair, I can't speak for all this other stuff, but when it comes to black representation on film and television, it was always more so about quality.
Right.
Like people are just sick of the stereotypes, and yet the stereotypes continue today, and people are just happy that it's a black face on the screen, and that confuses the heck out of me. I'm like,
That's why people voted for Trudeau. They were just happy to see black face on screen.
But to James' point though, like they even get mad if the character doesn't have the stereotypical.
They do.
Like it's crazy. Like, oh, he's too white. What?
It's weird.
I mean, what was it, Luther, that people are mad that he doesn't eat jerk chicken?
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you like legit?
Well, these are the same people who say, oh, he's acting white and not acting black. And it's like, what is that? Are we now just devolving into stereotypes now?
It's crazy.
But like I know I've never watched something and be like, I can't relate. Like Ready or Not is one of my favorite horror movies, and the protagonist is a chick. But it's a Hugo Weaving niece, so you know what I mean. Like she's good. Her eyebrows are a little too thick, but that's another thing. You know what I mean. It's still a good movie. Need a little bit better thread.
Are you talking like the what's her name? I think it's Billy Joel's daughter, I think, has really big ones. Like why is that? Like they went from pencil thin to thick ass
like a
eyebrows.
chola. Yeah.
Who was that? That English actress or model?
It's just fashion.
I mean, that was also a fashion trend for a time.
Well, who's that English girl who played in the first Suicide Squad? She was like the demon at the end. She was
I can't remember.
Cara Delevingne.
Yeah, she's the one with the big ass eyebrows that brought
Who
that
played
into fashion.
Harley Quinn?
Margot Robbie.
Her sister has some eyebrows, bro.
Really?
Like some crazy eyebrows.
I think eyebrows are cute to me.
No.
Hey, Wes, can I ask you a question? Are you in Twitter jail?
No, but I did have to replace one of my accounts and get a new account.
You might want to, okay. Send me or follow me so I can find you, because I can't find you anywhere.
Real quick.
Yeah, Mad Cheesemo, what?
I did have a point to it. So the point I was trying to make was like, dang it, you just made me forget. Oh, got it. Like I give them, I see more credibility in the idea of like them being mad over this Elden Ring game for not having more black hair options. Cause I get that. Yeah, because they're mad because they called it kinky hair. What kind of hair did they call it?
Oh, you meant black people hair.
Yeah.
I thought you meant dark hair. I was like,
Excuse me, Jane. Black people aren't the only ones with dark hair, and some of us are hair challenged.
Hair,
like I'm not overweight. I'm under tall
hairy.
too.
Are you hair adjacent?
Hair adjacent.
You're trying to say you're follically challenged.
Follically challenged. I like
Actually,
that.
no, I don't like that. I like otherly hairy.
Yes, because it is in other places. You're right. You're right.
People didn't like that there weren't kinky hair types.
Right. So, but I can understand that more than I can this whole like, oh, there was nobody in this movie that looked like me, because with video games, like it's a lot more immersive, right? Like I remember playing NBA 2K16. It was written by Spike Lee. By the way, I don't know if you know this, not the biggest fan of white people. Spike Lee.
No.
But, yeah, so the story in the game, right?
Italians
like,
look bad.
I create my character. Yeah, make him a little taller, a little bit more athletic. You know what I mean? He can actually shoot a basketball, whatever, you know, but it's me. So I'm in the story, right? I'm like, okay, Brooklyn. Okay, my parents are black. Well, I was adopted. I was adopted in real life. This could happen. Oh, I have a sister. Maybe she was adopted. Oh, we're twins. Like he went out of his way to say, "Hey, white guy, this story is not for you, and we will make it clear to you by making the story." You know what I mean? By doing everything we can.
You couldn't make your guy a white guy?
No, he was.
Or the story itself wasn't.
The stories could not. In any way, even with the, okay, like I was adopted, maybe my sister was adopted, or maybe that's, their natural kid or whatever. But they were like, no, you're twins. You guys are twins. There's no way that you are white.
Who's to say that you're not, what's the one, fraternal twins, and you came out looking like mom and she
this
came
ain't
out looking
Grey's
like dad?
Anatomy.
That
No,
just happened in real life.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, in Grey's Anatomy, yeah.
Mr.
There are a couple of sets of twins where one's white and one's black.
See? And
My
Mr. Tick.
cousins actually have Greek heritage, and they're both essentially salt and pepper. One's quite
Salt and
dark
pepper.
and swarthy, and the other one is blonde and blue-eyed, but they're both got Greek heritage.
Yeah, those Greeks. They banged anybody. Mr. Tickle Trunk for $2 Canadian. Amaretto is 101% Thoth, one bad extreme to another. That's the truth.
I think it's Amaranth.
Yeah, sure. Amaranth.
Oh, I mean, but is she known for like attacking her fans though?
Amaranth?
To me, that's the biggest difference.
No, she is just known for being able to really just do nothing on Twitch, and
she profits off of her sexuality.
That's
How
really
dare
what it
you.
is.
She sleeps.
I think she was the
I mean, to me, that's not as bad as this. Because this rant that this girl went on, attacking people for no reason, is always going to be worse than someone just minding their own business and getting paid for it.
Well, that's the thing. And you know what? The best part is the men that were in the studio at that time, that you could look at them and realize they weren't ready for it, completely didn't know what to do. So what did they do? Oh my God, she's talking about sexism. I'm all in. Not even really listening to what she said.
Frost.
Yeah. Not even.
It's weird.
Yeah. It's weird that you beat off to a girl. They weren't even listening. Right. They're not
I
even
do
listening.
agree with that.
Well,
do it to a guy.
Okay. They're not even, whatever you're into, bro. They're not even listening to what she's saying. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me get this out. And, she just went on a tirade and really was disrespectful to the show, the creators, everybody. So they backed her until they realized, oh my God, we're losing. I mean, they lost hundreds of thousands of subscribers, probably millions of dollars. And they didn't keep to their convictions because they threw a woman on there in a bikini and had other women telling her how moist they were about her.
Oh, I missed that
I gotta
part.
find this. I'm gonna find
I guess they thought that would get the viewers back.
Dude, but she's the lesbian Brad Pitt. She's even said that. That's her bragging. She can pick anyone up from a bar because she's the lesbian Brad Pitt.
You're talking about Oh no, you're talking about Frosk.
Frosk, yeah.
I'm sorry. She's the what?
The lesbian Brad Pitt.
Yeah, that's messed up. I would say David Spade.
Brad Pitt's teeth are perfect.
I mean, he is
weird.
He's a gorgeous man, and for her to say that.
Scott, what's your favorite Brad Pitt body? Fight Club or Troy?
Oh God, man.
Ooh.
Fight Club, he was really thin.
Yeah. He was just like ripped.
I think I liked Troy though. He was like he
bulky. He was more
bulkier,
bulky,
but still ripped.
Yeah, still cut. Yeah.
You know, Legends of the Fall.
I don't remember his body.
That's a great movie.
I don't remember his body in it though.
I remember his hair.
Frosk is the female Dana Carvey, isn't she?
That's good.
That is more
Thelma
than
and
perfect.
Louise. The Brad Pitt body in Thelma and Louise gets a lot of heat. That's how we say. But
was he in that movie?
Yeah, dude, he was the best part of that movie. The rest was all about these chicks. But like, he's there with like.
I would meant Heat.
Heat. He wasn't in Heat.
It was a joke. Okay, let's keep going.
Kilmer.
Let's keep going. Yep.
I just rewatched that, by the way. That movie holds up. It's so good. If you haven't seen Heat lately, watch that movie. It is fantastic. And the pacing with Michael Mann does such a great job with his pacing. It has one of the greatest shootouts of all time.
It really is. I mean,
the sound in it is just so. Like the score cuts out when they start shooting, and there's the buildings. And you just hear like it's just so like deep and like just like expanse. Like the sound just like it's just so great, dude.
That was awesome. I really felt like I was there.
It goes.
Yeah, you know the thing too.
Like guns do.
Yep. Okay. Great. Do we have other super chats? Yes, we do. Mr. Tickle Trunk for 2 Canadian. Does that count as Guido face or bada booby? Bada booey?
Bada
face?
boopy.
Bada boopy. Or bada bing face. We'll have to discuss that. We'll have to discuss that. Mr. Tickle Trunk for thank you, man, for all the super chats. For another $2 says Scott says you should subscribe here and on Twitch. Yes, I do. I have a Twitch channel. We're live there right now, guys. Is Culture still here? Is he still live?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
He does this on my
I
show
know.
all the time.
Well, no, I'm okay. Just make sure while you're in Gary's chat to tell people that we're live over here.
I'm not in Gary's chat.
No, I'm telling you to be in Gary's chat.
Oh, you want me to go to Gary?
Yeah, and
Mission.
try to get Gary to give us a shout out.
He has enough to where it's okay if we go in there and try to take.
You gotta send the entire chat on a mission.
Well, everybody just drop a link to or drop a hint to Gary that, dude, you got yes.
Eric K is watching both streams at the same time.
Well, Eric K is a master and a gentleman and not on the panel right now. So what I need you to do is, if you're going to be that panelist that's watching both, please go in there and say 25 people here, 4K for Gary. Let's beat them.
Oh, how about you call it a reversed raid, a reverse Sporking raid, where we're here to grab y'all to bring with us.
Like a retreat, a Sporking retreat from Gary's chat into mine.
He has enough. Like he can give us 1,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You've seen the best. I look at the rest.
Come over.
That's what I'm saying. Guys, go hijack your friends in the chat.
Yeah, just say every third person has to leave.
Yeah, just be like, hey, psst, psst, you got to leave. Go to a Sporking retreat, you know?
Have everybody count off. Just 1, 2, 3. Every 10th one has to go.
Arm's length.
I'm not sure I want to be a party to that.
Why?
I could get in trouble.
By who? You scared of Garrett? You want me to text him because I have his number? Oh, I'm sorry. You probably don't.
Oh no, Matt doesn't have his number.
No.
Why are you bringing me in this too? Garrett doesn't even like me.
He likes you.
No, I know he likes me, but we haven't had enough time together for him to really get me.
Dude, I gotta say, people.
Once you do the volleyball game, you'll be good.
People actually laugh at things you say. I'm more like, wow, he's nuts. We better have him on. Like, we better be on his show or he might do something really scary. But like, Gary likes you. He might forget you every once in a while, but he likes you.
But now that I know where he lives, and there's some bushes I've been looking into.
Soul Assassin has a question.
Oh, what is that question? Where is he? Oh, what up, Snowdub? Do we get paid by the number of people we bring? Look, Soul, you don't get paid in money. That's not what we need. You get paid in that boys.
Hold on now. I'll make it because that's my chat animal, right? My chat animal.
Your chat animal?
Okay. Yeah, like a spirit animal, but chat animal. Okay. I tell you what, for every person you bring in, I will give you 5 Mad Barber Boy bucks.
Ooh. Come on, people.
Mm-hmm. It's like Bitcoin, except it's not.
Not even Ethereum. You know, like
cash him in for something at some point.
Yeah. As soon as
when Mad dies, it's going to be worth heaps.
Well, think about it. It's worth like right now a hug or a back rub or a positive reinforcement from Mad personalized to you. No, you never heard of the coupon books? Okay, you guys, all suck.
The coupon books?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like
when you're broke and you're like, hey, honey.
School?
No, the ones you give like your girlfriend when you had no money back in the day.
Oh, the written ones?
Yeah.
Dude, here's a it probably won't work. Like, so growing up, I was lucky enough to be near Tyler, and they had the Caldwell Zoo, which was free for like the majority of my life. Mm-hmm. And so my first day with any chick when I was in high school was always to go to the zoo, and they were like, "Oh my god, I haven't been here since I was a kid. This is so sweet and original," But I would take all of them there,
right?
And then, but you gotta know how to
go to the zoo.
Yeah, it was free. I did too. I
love the zoo.
But I knew like you got to know when to break up and how to break up temporarily to cover those holidays, the gift holidays,
right?
To get a free pass on it, right?
Or like your boys are going to a game. Well, I'm sorry, Jane. What?
The girls never noticed that you broke on the holidays.
Well, except for his girlfriend right now, who's very intelligent. I'm guessing the other ones weren't too smart.
Yeah, but no one ever asked him to go on holidays again, so it worked out. Cheap for him.
I never dated anyone long enough for them to pick up a pattern. That's how you get caught.
All right, so
through patterns.
I want to do a couple members chats that don't come up at all on StreamYards, but Mr. Grant Gregory grabbed them for me. One is from Mr. Grant Gregory for 5-month member. He said at the hot pie level says monthly free. Oh wait a minute, free chat, yeah. Germ, not gonna finish the book. Did you say free chat, yeah? Germ, not gonna finish the book. Is that how I'm supposed to read that?
Free chat,
No,
yay.
Oh, it's yay. All right, let me try that again. Free chat, yay. Germ, not gonna finish the book.
It's true, actually.
It's not bad.
Thank you.
I really believe they're finished at this point. I think he's just playing us.
Jane,
That's racist.
we haven't been able to talk in a while.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm going to put everybody backstage for a second. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's going to be awkward for a second. Jane, let's talk.
Yeah.
So, you saw his Not a Blog the other day.
I did.
Okay. What did you think of it, Jane? Tell me how you felt.
He seems upset
Mm-hmm.
that we keep bringing up that we don't have the books yet.
Right.
And he keeps saying he's working on them.
Okay, but not as much as the year before, right?
Right.
Okay.
And he's also working on other projects, and all of those projects are important to him.
Okay, let's just talk about it real quick. So he always said that wins was his number one priority.
Yes.
He then put this book out, Fire and Blood. He's now working on the second one, which is all brand new material. He's working on Dunk and Egg novellas. You know why? Because there's a Dunk and Egg series, and he doesn't want that to pass him by. So
Which
he's
wasn't supposed to be made.
But it is.
Yeah.
So he now says the world of Westeros. And I just me and you here, Jane. Just me and you. Yeah. Nobody else. Shh. Be honest with yourself. Now that he said the world of Westeros is important and he really can care less what we think, actually say I am sorry for you. While he's alive, do you think we're going to get the books that he intended to give us?
I still believe we will. I still believe it's going to happen.
Okay.
And the fact that he's talking about the world is why I think they're actually done.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know what his motivation is for dragging it out and putting us through this torture.
Well, but Jane, if he finishes Dunk and Egg before he releases one of those, Summerhall is the end of Dunk and Egg.
Right.
That is huge for the Song of Ice and Fire. If he tells the Summerhall story in Dunk and Egg, it ruins what went down there in A Song of Ice and Fire. And I'm scared that's what's going to happen. We'll talk again.
We know that he's rewriting a lot of things.
Yes.
Or had rewritten a lot of what had been released prior. So
yeah,
we just won't know.
We won't. Thank you, everybody, for Scott and Jane Talks Game of Thrones. Here we go. Everybody back. All right. Wake up, Matt Chismo.
I'm texting.
Okay, so Tina Bojan.
I'll tell him now. Hey, man, Grant, I wish I would have thought about using my bid in a video like what Scott did.
Oh, like,
so good. Sorry, we were talking about you.
Did I take Jane out? I'm sorry.
So you removed Jane after all that.
Yeah, my bad. So what did you say to Mr. Grant?
Oh, you heard me, right, Grant?
Yep, I did.
Okay.
Okay, I missed it.
Yep. In the chat, by the way, did you see how I think we should start a GoFundMe to send you to some type of rehab for this whole, the books are going to come.
Look, dude, we're excited. Okay. We want it to happen. Okay. From Mad the Magnificent, stretching that one a bit. We should start a GoFundMe to send Scott to some type of rehab for his obsession with this whole book thing. What happened to Culture? Did he leave us?
Did you kick Culture
he
as
had
well?
to slide out.
Oh, I guess he got invited to a better show.
Well, he may be back. He may be back.
Oh, he may be back to do that. Okay, so I'm sorry. Frankie, how are you? Thank you, everybody, for having a moment with Jane and I there. We'll see what happens.
It's sad, man.
It is sad.
My heart breaks a little bit for you because I know you're super excited. Like I can see your hope. Like, dude, you know what I mean? That you're clinging
I'll tell you this
onto.
right now. I am so angry right now and sad that it might not come out. But the second, even if I find out he publishes Winds of Winter and says, guess what? You're not getting the last book. I will buy Winds of Winter and I will break it down.
Of course.
Because that's how much I love this guy's writing.
The thing is, you must remember too that even if he himself doesn't finish it, someone else might be able to finish it too.
Nice. Okay, so
How did that work on HBO?
Right. In the past, he said no one would ever finish his story.
Not even someone like Brandon Sanderson?
No.
I mean, he finished off Wheel of Time, and apparently, according to a lot of people, he did a damn good job.
I wouldn't want anyone else to finish it, but I would want the outline.
Yeah, give me his notes.
Right.
And then I'll start doing fan films, like reenacting them. Just me, though, because I only want to see myself. So I'll be Danny. I'll be Jon Snow. McQueen. Don't worry. We will burn them all.
By the way, there's so many similarities between Jon Snow and Ryan from the OC. Because it's like that brooding. You know what I mean? Just like
I see
like
that.
Every character in a young adult novel or show.
You have to have the brooding one.
Yeah.
But you know what? The OC was the first to really, like, Dylan McKay. I get that. Young brooding. But for me, the OC made it that he wasn't like the heartthrob that the dork was. It was just, it was a show ahead of its time.
Yeah.
OC Bros coming back at some point.
There is also other similarities. He did have sex with someone's auntie, even though it wasn't his own. He did have sex with an auntie. So I mean,
that's true. Yep,
that is true. Yeah, I gotta rewatch 3 and 4 now.
One went to jail. Me too. I mean, they're both some sort of prison. So
we made it 2 episodes, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna get those finished though, everybody, and then we'll put them in a playlist, and they'll be awesome.
Yeah,
Saturday though,
for a 7-episode stream.
Yeah.
I can't do it Saturday.
Okay. Oh, darn it. I could have. I guess, Mr. Grant Gregory, I'll do your thing. Mr. Tickle Trunk for 2 Canadian. I super chat. Scott sends me attaboys. Sucka. Attaboy. I don't know what that even means. We're losing people as we go on. All right, let's watch this diversity trailer. Okay. I'm excited. You're excited. This is Miss Marvel.
Oh God,
Scott Pilgrim. I'm gonna get hip for the Weekend song, but you know what? I love this song, so it's the best part of the trailer. But yes, we're doing it. Ready?
And
3, 2.
I used to like the Weeknd, dude. Like he had some good tracks back in the day. Like his Wicked Games. Yeah,
dude,
Wicked Games
frills.
is so good, bro.
There's
that's Chris Isaac. They're completely different people.
No.
What was the song
they both
that came
have
out?
songs that are called Wicked Games.
Oh, they did? Well, that's kind of a ripoff. What was the song that came? I can feel my face when I'm with
I don't like
you.
that one. Yeah, I don't like that one.
But I have to
help
say,
me, I'm having a stroke.
Okay. You're a dick. I like he did it at the MTV Music Awards. He came out just by himself, no frills, walked right out, sang the song, done, walked out. He's badass.
Okay, but the cover that they did in Westworld of his song, man, what was it, dude? It wasn't Wicked Games, it was the other one. Oh, it was so good too.
These wicked games we play.
No, that's Chris Isaac.
Makes
bro.
me feel this way.
That's Chris Isaac, bro.
I love that video though.
Oh, that video. Oh,
I
man.
think her name was Helena Christensen, and I was just the right age for that video.
That's the only time I've ever been attracted to a chick.
And you know what? Wow, that's weird.
Sorry,
but you know what I could say is, she was so hot that I think Anakin would say, with all the sand all over her, that he would be all right with it. Even Anakin.
Oh, really? Even Anakin?
Yeah.
Weekend. What's the man? I gotta find it real quick.
All right, let's just watch this. They picked such a good song.
Oh, it was Wicked Games in Westworld.
I just want to
say that again.
It was Wicked Games in.
Yeah, I was talking to Nick. Thanks.
Oh,
go ahead.
That
Nick.
makes sense.
Yeah, just talk over the top of the music and you should be fine. Just leather on.
Okay, well, we got mad for that.
I get it.
We got
mad. So it was Wicked Games. That's what they covered on Westworld.
Another adventure shirt.
In fact,
cute.
Mahler.
Yeah.
Mahler. I thought you wanted me to.
Oh no, you got to pause now. That I paused.
Okay.
You paused when I paused. So did you catch that part? The white chick called her by the wrong name. Like,
and she's a redhead.
Yeah. Right.
I think that this is the sort of insertion of the real world stuff because of people intentionally mispronouncing Kamala's name.
Like Kamala Harris, you're saying?
Yeah, they got Kamala. Can't say that one.
Wow, I didn't even think of that. Jane on fire. All right.
Those
Ready?
are what came to mind.
Ready, Mad?
Yeah.
All right.
High school.
High for this
Kamala.
off of his album
Kamala.
Trilogy
Another
is the
adventure
song I
shirt.
really like.
Cute.
However,
She
the
thinks
cover
I'm some
of
kind of
Wicked
weirdo.
Games that they did for Westworld,
Boys.
Mahler used it in part 2
You're kind of on my show.
of his
Sorry.
breakdown.
Okay. Okay.
So he
So-
mauled it, did he?
He mollered it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, we're
Like
not
he
supposed to talk about what he talks about. We're just talking. Okay, come on, Grant.
I'm being a
Come
little
on,
bit
man.
Is that a-
fashion-
is that
bit
person a
fashion
redhead, or is
for
that a thing on their head?
teenagers.
Everybody talks over poor Nick.
Her hair's colored.
No, that's
Yeah, y'all would never do that to Sam.
one of the knots. You talking about the redhead girl?
I think her hair's just dyed red.
I don't think
No,
that's hair. I
that's
think
a hair knot. That's one of those bandana that they
He's not.
Yeah,
like
Oh,
Erica Badu would kind of wear those sometimes.
Fabric. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
it does
Yeah.
not go with anything
Let-
she's wearing.
No, not at all. Nick, what were you going to say? I'm sorry that you keep.
Pop-up color.
I was just sort of commenting on the costumes here. Aren't they a bit too fashionable to be high schoolers?
Dude,
You
she's
know-
a high school in the Bronx. Everyone knows they're known for their high-end fashion.
Right, and their ability to.
I'm just saying, you know, when I was at school, I mean, even though we had uniforms,
Right.
no offense to any ladies present, but you weren't that
None
fashion
taken.
forward. You weren't that good. You know. I'm talking about. You walked around. Surrounded by clouds of floral deodorant, and
The hell is he talking
rolled up
about?
your skirt, and I'm sorry, but
Okay,
it's
no,
like-
no, don't be
Well,
sorry.
not
I'm just
very- not very-
confused.
Not very fashionable, but
Right.
You know,
But they're
she's
at a
got
party.
Earrings. She's got the turtleneck. She's got the jacket, and all very.
So,
fashion-conscious.
I will
It
say
depends
this.
on where your
Is she
school
rich?
was, though.
Well, I mean,
because, like,
in all fairness to Nick, all the females at his school did dress like teachers because he did go to an all-boys school, but that's besides the point.
No, what, Jane, but like you were just saying, it depends on where you grew up. I mean, she could have got all this stuff at a Frith shop in wherever, because like when I was in high school, you have a valid point. Like girls would dress up for a party, but they wouldn't like, I have to design what I'm wearing, like, Chanel wrap.
What do you mean design, bro? It's just putting together an outfit like it.
yeah, I don't.
Yeah, that's
this
true.
is I think this is pretty consistent with kids.
Yeah,
This is very
this
fashion
does not-
forward these days.
I mean, you got the white kid in the flannel.
well, he's a
Well,
boy,
even-
but the girls
what-
are the ones who tend to be dressed up.
Right.
Well, not this one. What's her name? What are we supposed to? Kamala.
Kamala.
Kamala. Okay.
Well,
Make sure.
how in all of these teen dramas, the star girl is the one who's plain and not like other girls. I mean, it's the whole.
It's like
Makes them relatable.
it's like she's all that, but from the chick's perspective.
Yeah, she's from her perspective, she's frumpy and dumpy in a way like
Yeah.
her.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And like, okay, so we're inside her mind. It's like a mixture of Scott Pilgrim and Parker Lewis Can't Lose. Any Gen Xers out there? Anybody remember that show? I got to
Yep.
stream with the actor on the show. No big whoop. No big whoop.
But you're staring out the window.
Dude, you're not talking.
Oh, sorry.
In your little
Anyways, no, but
fantasy land.
Mahler did steal a joke from me. I had this great joke. I don't know if y'all have ever heard me say it, but I'll say like I'm an ologist. Like
I have to figure
if
out my
we're
whole
talking about
feature before
testicles, I'll be like,
lectures.
oh, well, I may not be a ballologist, but I can
Maybe
tell you a
they're
little
right.
bit of, you know what I mean?
I spend
He
too much
stole that
time.
joke in his last break.
Okay. So one thing I can't say is the girl seems like this is like one of her big breaks, right? And she seems like she's taking it, like she can act. I'll give her that. Like she's young. And I thought that part with the guidance counselor was good timing and stuff.
It felt so easy. It's an easy joke. A lot of this feels like first day improv.
Yeah, like 80s kind of also like they hit
It's
all these notes.
Yeah, it's all they're retreading all these different jokes and like because like these worked. At least we don't have to try anything new.
I
Right.
think too, it's very simplified. I
Yes.
get Diary Wimpy. Was it called Diary of a Wimpy Kid?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
With the show,
Yeah, that's
and
it.
it's
Yeah, that's
in
good.
that
point.
too. The humor is very, like literally child level.
Yes.
Right.
Is she hallucinating all these things? Has she got like some sort of brain injury?
Ooh, is it CTE?
Well, a lot of some people are saying that maybe she has mental health issues and this is really happening in her head. I'm
You can
saying
say
that.
that
Okay,
for
I'm the
any
one who said that.
superhero, then.
Oh, is it like a Jacob's Ladder situation here?
Like she's a little nuts.
God, I hope not.
She's a little nuts. Wes, what do you think? We haven't talked to you. What's going on, man?
Oh, sorry, I was working in the background. What's going on?
No worries. I feel bad because I don't
going
call
on?
on. I never call on people, and I realize you're too polite. So, what are anything we've talked about in this hour before I called on you? That you want to touch on? Are you at all into these movies or anything anymore that brought you to YouTube? Or
Honestly, I kind of have moved on. I'm in the indie sphere now. I want to make my own stuff.
which is going to be awesome.
I hope, yeah. I mean, you're going to be in it, possibly. Maybe.
I definitely will do it. That's why we're going to talk after this. I'm very excited about it. But is there anything that you ever, I don't know, IP that you would say, okay, I'm kind of looking forward to that anymore? Because I know a lot of us, like, I review these, but I've lost a lot of the feelings, like even the anger. Like Star Wars used to get me angry a few years ago. Now whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of, I'm in the acceptance phase, I think, of mourning. Like now I'll watch, I was like, Picard ain't Picard. What the hell?
Right.
Now it's like, oh, this is ridiculous. They should just like write it and make it even dumber than it is, which they might actually be doing. We'll see what happens tonight.
All right.
Oh yeah, Picard's human again. When Q slapped him, he brought him back to reality.
Are you kidding me?
I thought they made a joke about him being positively positronic or something.
He's a golem.
He's Gollum.
Okay, maybe I am starting to get a little upset.
And fantasy
it's the franchise necrophilia that really gets me.
Yeah, right. It's all dead and you just want to get all up in it. Okay.
That is not you.
Do I still need to do my thing?
Yes.
Not really the brown girl.
Not
Okay.
as much. No. I guess not here.
All right, cool.
So
It's not really the brown girls from Jersey City. You save the world.
now, why couldn't she just say it's not a girl from Jersey City? Like,
Right.
the idea
And
that
what does she have against brown girls, and why can't brown girls be heroes? That's a
Yeah.
bit racist from her,
Wow.
I think.
you know what,
Well,
Mr.
what
Grant
she-
Gregory, valid.
What she's saying is that she hasn't seen it. I mean, I
Is
don't
that-
know if she has, but I don't know why she would feel that because she hasn't, that
Right.
it's impossible.
Right.
Does the brown girl have to specifically be from Jersey for her to for it to
She
count?
said it. What do
It's
you,
a
Wes?
weird combination.
Is that supposed to be the Tim Pool of this universe? I'm noticing the beanie. That's the
Yeah.
only thing that's really jumping
He
out at
seems
me.
like the dorky I love
that's-
her, but she's never
Yeah.
gonna love me guy.
Oh,
That's
she's
just
never
without a
gonna.
beard.
He's Ducky.
Friend zone.
Oh, Ducky, that's a good one. Yeah,
Ducky.
Man, she's
I
never
don't
gonna.
really
She's
like the collectivism of using the whole black, brown, Asian thing. It's like couldn't
Yeah,
she
too
have
much
just,
diversity.
couldn't she have just said, just really focused on herself in this? Like, no,
Yes.
I can't be, a superhero. People, girls like me
Right.
can't be superheroes. You don't necessarily have to bring race into it.
I'm with you on that, man.
Well, I
Like,
mean, she
think
could-
about
could have
this
even
real.
said like Muslim. You never see a Muslim superhero, which would have made also sense within
that's
the world. Like,
absolute bullshit because there are Muslim superheroes
Right.
out there.
They're called
no,
terrorists.
well, no, he meant in the world of the MCU.
Joke.
Oh yeah, see that's a goalpost move right there. In Marvel, there are a few, but in the
Name
MCU,
15.
Go.
The first one that comes to mind is Dust. Then you get
Sand.
drawing a blank. Yeah, Sam. Dust.
dude, Sandy's Jewish.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. Turban guy. Let's just
Turban
get.
guy?
Yeah. Let's
Dude.
just get really,
No,
really
he's the- that's
offensive.
I
the
mean,
thing.
they didn't
That's-
have to have her say the line at all.
Right.
Nope.
It just
I
could have
hate
been.
it,
It's
so.
like it's almost like it reminds me of whenever they have a black character. It's like they have to remind you that the
That they
person is
are.
ethnic, and that's literally the only way they know how to do it.
Right.
The first
Exactly,
black
Jake. And it-
superhero.
And it won't even be in the movie. This will be a line
Right.
purely and simply just for the trailer. You
Right.
watch.
Well,
Why
they're
can't she just
they're
be
testing
a
the waters.
kid who is enamored with a superhero or with superheroes in general,
Right.
and wants to be one and thinks that she's not good enough or whatever, and then is pushed into a situation where she has to be, where
Right.
she has to gain the strength and the courage and all of this
And-
to
Well, that there is called character development.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying.
The whole notion of overcoming adversity, and part of that adversity can be her own self-image.
She's overcoming diversity. Thank you very much. It's a bigger deal. Let me ask you, Matt, and then you can go. She lives in a world where the Avengers are real. Do you think people in that world are like, I can't see myself in Thor, so I don't want him saving me?
Ooh, you want to talk about a good bod?
Yeah.
Hottie.
We were both on the same
role, though.
But real quick, I hate that she's obsessed with the least known Avenger to people in this world, Captain Marvel. How do people know anything about her other than she was there that one place where we didn't actually have cameras, unlike New York.
But
right. That's a good point.
This is the other issue I have with this entire character.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw it in Captain Marvel too, where they completely reversed the situation with this character, where you basically have the little black girl looking up to and being inspired by, who's going to become her own superhero,
right?
Looking up to and being inspired by this character, and then you do the same thing with this girl.
Yep, and why? Because they don't know how to write teenage. Well, really quick, they don't know how to write teenagers. I mean, you have Spider-Man that in the comics as a teenager in high school was his own superhero, but they made him a fanboy until this most recent movie. I don't know if they understand that, the whole love of a comic book teenage character is because teenage kids could be like, oh my God, I wish I was that guy.
They do the same thing with Naomi too, by the way, with Superman.
Yes.
It's why can't they just have an experience?
Well, I thought that was a whole
it on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought the whole part, Peter Parker was stepping up to fill a void, not to imitate someone else. It wasn't there's heroes that I want to be like them. It's no, there's no one doing anything, and I have the ability to do something about it. Yeah. I will step up.
Right.
That's what it's supposed to be, not this I want to be like them. No.
But again, Nick said it best. And Jane also, because she's the best here. Is when they said instead of her saying me, really getting into the feelings of this character,
right?
They went right for the ethnicity and gender. Instead of making it about Kamala, they made it about a section of, I don't know even what do you want to call it, one race, one gender, and that
they kind of made her an activist too. And
yeah.
Well, it's true to the comic books, though. This is one of those rare cases where it's actually pretty true to the comics in that sense, because that comic was annoying.
It was, but she was a fangirl of Captain Marvel, Iron Man, and I can't remember the third person that she kind of became, took a little bit from each one of them.
Yeah.
But in this, you can't have a young brown, as she said, brown girl be, idolize a white male figure, because that would just be wrong.
I meant the focus on all these categories I see fits in on the intersectional chart rather than character. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're not developing her as a person.
Actually, it just occurred to me too that you kind of want to ask her the question: did Tony Stark have a white superhero to look up to that made him want to be a superhero?
Yeah, it's called Jesus.
Did Thor have a white superhero that he looked up to that,
It's called Odin.
Odin, yeah.
Swear to Christ.
Yeah, specifically superheroes.
No, I got you.
Superheroes. I can ask this pretty much all of them. So she has her nose put out because there's no brown girl from Jersey on the team.
Right, and they don't know how to. And Jane, then I want, because you were about to say something.
She can't look up to someone. The thing is, she's meant to be a fangirl of Captain Marvel, and why not just play into that? This almighty woman, I look up to her. I want to be just like her. Can't you?
Well, I think they do, not in the trailer, but
Marvel has to be brown and from Jersey.
No, but they do. They lean into the Captain Marvel thing because she has cosplay stuff. It's just in a tender moment like this, they should have made it about the character and not about gender or race.
And now they're making it out as if, Kamala Kamala Khan isn't
You
able
were gonna
to
say
look up
Harris.
to. Yeah, almost.
Right.
But I mean, why? Like, one of the things you mentioned about all the sort of OG characters is that what makes them so great is how they came into their own. You know, I just don't understand why this new generation, this young generation, has to be piggybacked off of other characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
It's
that
like
just
they're
doesn't
saying
make
they
any
need
sense to me.
someone there to take over. You know,
Well, it's
yeah,
because
they
that's the
can't
way
be their
which-
own superhero. They have to take over from someone
Yeah,
else.
exactly. That's the reason why they're
Yeah.
doing it. They're injecting that into the stories because no one can create anything anymore. It has to come from somewhere. So
It's called
therefore,
equity.
your feelings, your thoughts, your desires, everything has to come from something else.
Mm.
And then when someone else wants to create something, they can't. They have to piggyback off you. That's the way in which it works. There's nothing new, and it's being reflected in the storytelling.
And
Absolutely.
wouldn't Muslims be insulted by the fact that that's what they're choosing to do? They won't give this girl her own story or even her own name. Instead, they're making her basically a brown Captain Marvel.
Right.
Like,
Well,
that's
but they're also
ridiculous.
doing that with Maria Rambeau. Like, she, again, when you introduce a new hero, even though the hero in WandaVision was Monica Rambeau and Wanda was the villain, she still looked up to her and let her go after torturing a city.
Insane. And
I mean, what are we doing, people? Like, she tortured an entire town for how long? And people are like, yeah, but she had the feels, though. Like, she was really sad, guys.
Dude,
I don't know if you saw
She had
it.
to say goodbye to her giant vibrator. It's very sad.
Right.
I think it would have been more cathartic had Wanda actually offered herself up to Sword
Yeah.
and said, "Look, I did a bad thing. Guys, put me away.
I may need therapy.
Yeah, I may need
accountability?
therapy." I think it would have been a better ending. Like, you can just keep these sort of very Marvel-esque, big battle right at the end. But I think her flying off into the distance to do whatever the hell she's doing, I think that was wrong. I think she should have.
Yeah.
But that's Marvel
Brought
writing.
herself
You
in.
fly
But-
off. You fly off to the sequel. Vision did it. She's doing it.
And when Doctor Strange and there were a little preview or whatever for his movie, he gets there. He's like, I'm not here about whatever that dumb town name was. Like, you should be. That's why you should be there.
Yeah, he's meant to combat supernatural threats, and
Right.
she's
And
a
she
bigger
is.
threat that has come.
See, she is more dangerous than Thanos.
Right. She's more powerful.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Snap of
And
her fingers, and she can change anything.
right, without even having control over it, but doing it without even a second thought, without even she just does it because it's what she wants at a
I think
core
she
level.
should have turned herself in. If
Yeah.
they really wanted to make her a hero,
She's
she
not
should have
anymore.
turned herself in. However, if they really are going down the Scarlet Witch as the villain thing, as you were,
Right. But again, the whole idea that, Doctor Strange, who is supposed to be the police of the
Right.
magic world in the MCU, was just like, yeah, I'm not here for that. I kind of screwed up something.
And nobody went after her. Nobody.
Well, we'll see if anybody does.
They basically
like,
clapped as she flew away.
Let me just catch up on a couple and then we'll jump in. Who was about to speak?
I was.
Okay, yeah, you can
I was
wait.
just gonna say, it's not. I'm not here because of all that dangerous magic. The most dangerous magic that's ever been known
Ever.
on this planet.
Right.
I did a boo-boo, and I need your help.
Like, your magic was so powerful, I had to use commercials to get to you. Tina Bojan, member for 1 year, for actually 19 months at the Littlefinger level. That is higher than the level that Mad Mardigan's at. She said, currently rereading the entire Moon Knight Marvel catalog from 74 to 2020. Holy crap. For the Disney Plus premiere. Hope it's worth it. This last trailer I saw made it look pretty cool.
It's interesting.
Yes.
Doing that, you'll see how often the character changed. Like, they
Right.
went in so many different directions with him.
Right.
And it seems like in this show, they're going to be pulling inspiration from little bits from each
Right.
What-
era.
let me just finish these before we jump back. Thank you, Tina. You rock. You're one of my first members ever. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody. And Mr. Tickle Trunk has 3 more. Jeez, man. Thank you so much for $2. Scott also told me to say he smells nice. Well, you weren't supposed to tell anybody that part. Mr. Tickle Trunk for another $5. Kamala's story in the trailer is a villain story. Someone wrongs her. She thirsts for power, and she gets it without gaining the wisdom to earn it. Valid point, man. And then for another Canadian 5, which is probably worth more than the American dollar right now, so thank you. Spoon feeding, she said brown girls because they have to spell it out. They can't afford anyone getting the wrong message from activist propaganda.
Exactly. They can't just let you see her. It's like they have to remind you verbally.
It's
yeah, she can't be a character all her own. She has to be representative of a group.
Right.
And last one from, again, Mr. Tickle Trunk. Dude, I wish I had an applause thing. You're killing it tonight. For $5 Canadian. How do you write women so well? I take a man and I remove reason and accountability from as good as it gets in an actual rule in Hollywood today is an actual rule. Yeah, they do. And we've talked about that, Jane. And on this panel, they replace the male character with a female, but don't give her any femininity.
They do that, but also I've noticed too with kids, with this new generation of characters, they remove an independent origin story and a purpose. Yeah. It's just this person exists and they have powers, and that's it. There's nothing else.
By the way, like,
go ahead.
Mr. Tickle Trunk, that's one of those names like, God, I wish I would have came up with that.
Yes,
you know what
there's
I mean?
A couple. There's a couple like that, and his is one of my favorite. Another one,
so good,
which I thought was great for a dork world, is Just Another Red Shirt. What a great name! What a great name!
I'm also a fan of Brutal Morningwood.
Yes, Brutal Morningwood.
That's a good.
Toxic
one too,
Man Flu is a good one too. Anybody else who gives me money? I
love
you.
Jane Theory is another good one. Yeah.
Jane Theory, Sporking News or Sporting News Pocket. You jerks. Okay, let's finish this up real quick. Brown girl. Don't forget, we got a brown girl.
Jersey City.
Oh,
you save the world.
We gotta hear it.
It's not really the brown girls from Jersey City. You save the world.
Need to step up your game, brown girls.
That's a fantasy too.
Yeah, it is.
She literally just falls into her powers.
I feel like she needs to go to Tony Robbins and walk on fire. I think that would turn her attitude around a little bit.
I mean, this girl is a huge fan of all the female Avengers because that's all she had on her shirt. And now she has like just bitched and got the power of a superhero. And I have a feeling
how does she get it?
Well, it's almost like she finds it.
Did she
They're
find
bracelets.
the bracelet?
I don't know if they're Qzar's bracelets. I don't know what they are, but she found them, I believe, in the attic. I want to say, though, that comes before, even though the trailer does it differently, that comes before the brown girl thing, where she already has the power, and now she's complaining about it.
Yeah, in the comic book, like, didn't they just give it to her? They're like, you're so cool and awesome. Here, take these powers.
Well, she was originally transformed from the Terrigen Mist. She's like inhuman.
And that actually affected multiple people at the same time as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Is Pepper Poppins an Avenger?
What?
Poppins.
Wait,
from that car racing cartoon?
You just lost me. Which one is that?
Isn't Pepper Poppins Iron Man's wife?
Oh, Pepper Potts.
Pepper Potts.
Yes.
Well,
Pepper Poppins. I like that. That's awesome.
Shows you my comic book knowledge.
It sounds like an appetizer at Chili's.
Why are we getting that story then? Why are we getting the story with bracelets?
Because they already did it on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I don't know if they want to confuse the fans with the Mist, even though I hope they bring in the girl who plays Quake on that show.
Yeah, Quake, yeah.
Quake, because she's actually really awesome looking.
But see, this is this is also the problem I have with Naomi. It's like you have a better story, and you choose actively to make a worse one.
Right.
Because I would rather see the whole Mist thing.
And tell me, like, if she gets them from the bands, who's not do they lock on her forever and she can't even take them off in the shower? Or is it like someone could easily be like, I'm going to overpower you, or wait till you sleep and take your bracelets?
So could that be the story? Without your fancy bands? And she says, I'm just a brown girl from Jersey.
It would be cool if someone stole them.
sounds about right. All right, let's see what happens this June.
Wait, one more thing.
Yep.
So she finds these bracelets.
Mhm.
I'm hoping that she finds them in her own home and she hasn't stolen them. Because you know they love to do that.
Oh.
But the thing is, there's a story, but surely there's a story behind why that bracelet there is in her home. Like, was one of her parents a superhero at some point?
Well, it seems like her parents are playing the definite ethnic version of, you know, what we see on TV for brown parents, because they're like, you do not do that. You good girl, get married. You know, like they're going to be totally overdone Muslims. You know what I mean? Like definitely to the next level. They're going to make them caricatures.
Guys, just to let everybody know, that was not Hank Asari. That was Scott.
If you want to hire me because he won't do Apu anymore, I will totally do it.
Just want to make sure everybody.
Just want to say, see you, Mr. Tickle Trunk.
Yeah, see you, Tinkle Trunk.
Wow,
Jesus.
Mr. Tickle Trunk, thank you so much for everything tonight, brother. Hopefully we see you Saturday.
Tinkle Trunk kind of works too, right?
No, don't disrespect the man who just
you got a tinkle
paid for a tank of gas for me.
Tinkle Trunk. Yeah.
I could use that.
Wait a minute. What? Toxic Man Flu for $2. FYI, I clipped that and shared it. Sport clipped what? Is that what I just liked?
You're praising his name.
Yeah, that was probably it.
Ah, that's fine. I like that. All right, let's see what happens this June.
Did something happen to you?
No, why? Did you hear something?
Come on.
Wait,
what does it feel like?
Cosmic.
Huh?
Cosmic. Ugh.
So I always thought I wanted this kind of life.
So this is her learning
so
to use her powers?
Wait, so she's got a completely different power set then?
Yeah.
I changed it.
You know why I think they did that, Grant? Because they do not want to confuse it when Reed Richards shows up and he makes a big fist. That's what I'm guessing.
Giant hands are ugly as shit. Like, what chick wants to have
brown.
that as a power?
You better not talk like that.
But why create... Okay, so why give her powers in the first place that you know are going to confuse her with another character?
Is she the Green Lantern of MCU? Because it was almost like she was
Special
making
effects
constructs.
budget. I'm just putting it out there. It's definitely a matter of special effects and the cost.
Oh my god! Read
So Jen, don't do it.
I'm sorry. Super chat from I don't know who this is. Mr. Tickle His Trunk.
No, Miss Tickle.
Oh, Miss Tickle His Trunk. It must be his wife for $2, and he left. Thank you, Toxic. I mean, Miss Tickle His Trunk.
That's great.
Let's finish this and then we could discuss. We only have like a few more seconds.
It's kind of life. But I never imagined any of this.
Do you know what you are?
I'm sorry. I said but you have to have because we have a Indian character, you have to have a Bollywood moment.
What? I thought
right
they
here.
were Pakistani.
Okay, my bad, Pakistani.
Pakistan is right next to India, but I don't think they.
I don't think it's a mix
culture
like
is
this.
different,
I don't
right?
think they do that.
It's extremely different.
Yeah.
Is it really?
It could be at someone else's party.
Oh, it might be the white kid behind her.
Yeah, it could be his party.
Yeah, it could be his bat mitzvah.
Indian style.
Indian style.
She can have Indian friends.
You know what? I hope she does, Jane. I hope she has every color under the rainbow, friends.
But if that's her mom that she's talking to, she's wearing this. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's a family friend.
No, maybe they wanted to match. Say that again?
Was that her mom?
Which one?
The one who was talking to her in the street or whatever.
She looks angry right there. She looks like Rosie O'Donnell there for a second.
So her party's attacked, it looks like.
Yeah, so it has to be her party.
You can tell it's bad because look, there's one chair that's been pushed over. So
oh my god!
A wedding.
And there's a present on the ground. Look at that.
Okay, so it's a wedding.
So
she's at a wedding and it's attacked.
Okay.
And she has to use her powers to save it.
And everybody gets to see it. Who's the guy behind her?
I don't know. So is this them just trying to get into like the India market because they're losing the China market?
You know what? They're like one of the next biggest.
Yeah, like what they did with the man. What was that boring ass movie? With Angelina Jolie, The
Salt?
Eternals.
Oh, Eternals.
The Eternals.
Yes.
Yeah. By the way, again, I'm pretty sure I'm right about this, but Kamil Kamama. He's Pakistani. Was playing like this guy from India.
Yeah, that's messed up, dude. That shouldn't be happening. You could only play what you look like.
Well, actually, the mother in this is
little bit of
Indian.
tension between.
Whoa,
India
Australians, don't talk over each other. Go ahead, Mr. Nick.
Oh no, go Grant. Sorry.
No, I want Nick. Because you apologize too much. Please go first. Talk over him.
I mean, I was just going to say,
Sorry, Grant.
I just find it a little bit weird. I mean, I could be wrong about this.
You're
but
not.
Isn't
Probably.
there a little bit of tension between Pakistanis and Indian, or am I just being totally...
No,
You
there
are
has
correct, sir.
been. Yes.
In all fairness, it's only been for about 1,000 years.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean she can't have friends.
Well, I know.
Whoa,
I'm just
Jane.
saying, you know,
It-
I just hope they're not conflating the two cultures is all, you know?
Well, there's already a lot of backlash because her mother is playing a Pakistani and she's an Indian actress.
Oh, there's
So there was already issues with that.
But there wasn't
Well,
any
Hollywood
issues when it
doesn't
happened in
care, though.
Eternals.
No.
Say that again, Jane. Not.
I mean, Hollywood typically, I mean, we know they get criticism for it, but they never care. It's just like they cast British people as Americans all the time.
All the freaking time. All our superheroes are
bad guys.
British.
Yeah. But damn it, Charlize Theron will not be playing a trans person. Was that who it was, or was it?
No, it was
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, she won't either.
Dude, that'd be a trans you got to think about.
What?
Oh, come on, if a trans looked. Anyway, we'll talk about that backstage.
No, we won't.
I mean, it's Scarlett Johansson look-alike. I mean, like, hey.
You would have to think about that?
No, if I'd be like, hey, full? Are you post or pre? Because that definitely determines.
No, it does not.
If she's
it
pre,
does.
yeah,
It just
no, I'm
means
sorry.
whether she's
Oh,
got
a
a
feminine
Pakistani-
penis? Feminine penis on board.
Okay.
What you are.
She's saving the guy.
She almost fell over, by the way.
I
What's
do
that?
like the general sort of positive air about the trailer, you know?
Yeah,
It doesn't seem...
playful.
I mean, besides, yeah, it's very playful. Besides that little bit of cynicism right up front about, you know, brown girls from Jersey.
Right.
Overall, I'm getting a very positive sense
Mhm.
from this show, you know?
Yep, let's just see this last scene. Okay, that was
Ooh,
worth
who
it.
does that remind you of? Spider-Man.
Hey, really, I was about to say, dude, I was about to say that. That's
I was
something.
actually thinking Wonder Woman, but yeah.
Well, but sitting on a lamppost, like on his phone,
Yeah.
that would be Spidey totally.
Wonder Woman didn't have a phone.
No, but she would be standing on top of something.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I just get because I know they hate.
The end of Wonder Woman.
Yeah, but I you know they hate that Spider-Man's a white guy. You know what I mean? Like Peter Parker. Like they would love for her to be the new, because that's what they've kind of pitched her as, like the new Spider-Man.
I think that that's why they kind of finished his story. I'm convinced that they're going to be pushing Miles now.
Yeah.
They set him up in the first movie or second movie with Glover saying his nephew and then talking to him
First.
on the phone. It was the first one, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I want to bring this up because we all saw my awesome diversity trailer for this show, this movie. I did my diversity short, and let's look at a couple of the great chats from most of the people we know.
Oh, I can't see that at all.
I know, I'm sorry. But this person right here, and I probably should block their, I'm not dissing this person. I actually enjoyed it. She put, my freedom of opinion says, because I said this is a place to share free opinions, says this show will do very well. Many love diversity. Only people I see hating diversity is racist. I'm Native American Indian and okay with diversity. Now, not once in there I said I was against diversity. I just don't want that to be the main focus.
Opinion, and that's fine.
And that's true. That's true. Somebody else, let's see, put that I was a bigot. Was that you, Grant? I can't remember. No. Okay. That must be on my other one. But okay, I get that. But you got that from a joke. Like the idea that because I joked about diversity, I must be a racist.
Well, she didn't actually say that you were. She was just saying that the only people that are complaining about it are racist.
Okay. So we saw it.
So, yeah. But that was her intent.
But are people complaining about? I mean, she is the star of the story. So I don't think anybody's complaining about diversity.
No.
It's de facto diverse.
Right. Right.
So that's not an issue.
I know, me too, man. Oh no, I do have haters now. Yes. But then okay, so but like Wes, I don't know if you've been keeping up on any of this stuff. Real quick, Jane, it's you have these people that are celebrating this girl playing this character. Now, I don't know if she's Pakistani or Indian or not, but yet America Chavez, the girl playing her, is not dark enough, and she's Mexican, not Puerto Rican.
But
and
was
the same
she
people.
not dark enough, or was it that she's a different race?
Well, they said both, though. They did say both. Now, I just find that to be like, you're such hypocrite. What just happened there? You're such hypocrites.
Oh, Grant's audio is.
It is hypocritical,
playing up.
but it seems like it's also hypocritical when it's criticized in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I think the first thing needs to be established with her is the comic character, and no one's answered the question for me.
Right.
Is the comic character not Mexican?
She's an alien.
Is she not? But I mean, in terms of how she's supposed to look, whatever.
You know what? That's a good question, Jane, because everyone says she's Puerto Rican, but no one has showed any proof.
Right. So if we strip away the Hispanic label, what we're talking about is either someone who is Native American or someone who's Black. So which is it?
I believe America Chavez is indeed Puerto Rican. They recently changed her not really changed her backstory, but a recent edition suggested that it was all like her alien origin was just a hallucination, and she is indeed an actual human being.
Are you kidding me?
But
no, I'm not kidding at all.
But
that's
right.
True.
It
I think she
doesn't-
is actually a Puerto Rican woman.
But it doesn't. To me, it wouldn't matter if she's alien or not. It would matter because if Thor were race swapped, we would recognize that even though he's not human.
Right.
Right. So if the character is Black, which is essentially what they're arguing, then having her played by someone who is predominantly indigenous would be something worth criticizing.
So the cartoon character, I'm guessing, or the comic character looks more like, I think, the one they're showing here, but there have been a couple versions of her.
It really
since.
depends. It depends on the iteration, because as of the last 3 or 4 years, they've darkened her skin in the comics.
Okay.
So what is... That brings me back to the question. Is she a Black girl or isn't she?
I don't think she is.
She's from...
No, she's not an alien anymore.
What?
Even
We
if
just
she's
went over
an
this.
alien, Thor is a god. He's still white.
So
he's
this is one
based on.
I'm sorry, you keep talking, but I'm going to show some different covers that I believe are the actual covers. You got this one. I mean,
in answer to Jane's question, I don't think I've ever heard anyone describe America Chavez as Black.
no.
When I say Black, I mean Caribbean with predominant or apparent African ancestry.
Right.
Yeah,
I believe
I've never heard her say that. I've never
Well,
heard anyone say that.
Okay,
Well,
so
they're saying
Jane,
she's
there
Puerto Rican, and that's what they're saying now.
right, there have been multiple runs where she looked like this, where I would say no, but then you get the more updated ones like this one, and I will share it again. Hold on. Where she definitely has a darker skin tone. Would you call her Black then? I don't know.
If she's supposed to be Puerto Rican, then yeah.
So Puerto Ricans you consider Black?
I mean, they have substantial African ancestry, so if they also have brown skin.
Okay, because I've met a
then-
lot of very light-skinned Puerto Rican people.
A lot of them are.
Okay.
But they're like the most triracial group of people in the Caribbean. So if they have both the ancestry and the skin color, a lot of them a lot of that particular kind tend to identify as Afro-Latina.
Afro-Latina. Just real
If you
quick.
go to her wiki page, you might be able to find out what exactly America Chavez is.
I'm on the wiki now trying to figure it out.
It should be under her ancestry or biography.
That's a good question. How
So
many
if
different
this is
runs
supposed to be
have they
her,
had?
then-
Oh, for these wonderfully diverse characters?
Yeah.
No, just
well,
this
no,
one
just
specifically.
this one.
And
Chavez has had
Soul-
like 4 or 5 different ones in the last 10 years. I know that much.
Soul Assassin's saying Latinos come in many shades, and that's true, but there are also many races. And it seems like the dispute online has been people essentially asserting that the character it has substantial or apparent Black ancestry. Okay?
So can I also say something really quick? I love having people on of like, even though people might have called me a bigot or racist, I love having people of different cultural backgrounds because I learned something from Paulie recent. Like if you call somebody Hispanic, it means they come from that peninsula, like Spain, you know, like you don't call somebody, or maybe I'm screwing that up. Shit. From South America, or do I have that reversed?
I thought Hispanic.
No, I think you're right. Hispanic is from Spain, or origins from Spain, and Latin is specifically.
What do you think,
America?
Wes? What do you think?
I thought Hispanic originally referred to the island of Hispaniola, which contains the Dominican Republic and Haiti.
It's come to mean everybody from that area.
Yeah, I'm in San Antonio. Like,
you're
Everybody.
Hispanic.
What?
That's why on our census it'll say like, "Are you Hispanic or non-Hispanic?" It's not. They're not differentiating between the two in terms of Latino or Hispanic.
Right. Okay, that makes all right. What am I looking at there, Grant?
That's just from Marvel. That's just their latest drawing of her.
So Marvel.
She's much darker with it. I'm just saying that was from the official thing.
Right.
That's the canon that they're taking this current run from. So,
I mean, she's definitely darker here.
And her hair's.
But if they, and another thing though, Jane, if they worried about it, like if they really wanted to be accurate, like Disney says they're gonna be diverse and let 8-year-olds talk about genders, that wouldn't they think about something like this before they casted somebody? Like it's been long enough that they've been virtue signaling. Don't you think they've got it by now? But
no,
it doesn't seem like they have.
They don't, and we know they don't because we talk about the race swapping all the time. It's not new that they're doing this. It's just that in this particular instance, they swapped it in the other direction. So they basically swapped, at one drop rule, they swapped the Black character with an Indigenous one. If that's what happened, with an Indigenous actress, if that's what happened. And that's why I say like it's weird watching the conversation because I think sometimes people who are neither will look at the conversation and say, well, one's light skin, one's dark skin, what's the difference? When it's deeper than that potentially, if they are in fact different races.
I have the answer though to what she is for you, Jane.
What is she?
So, all right, now the American Chavez Earth TR9684, she is Puerto Rican.
Okay.
However, the mainstream counter from Earth 616 sees Mexican.
Okay. So then it doesn't matter who they.
It doesn't matter. Mr. Tickle or Mrs. Mrs. Tickle his. It makes look that to me should have been right there. The first thing they said we're borrowing from multiple ones and we're taking. We're borrowing from multiple, but 616
is the main Marvel.
Is the main,
yeah.
But the MCU isn't the main Marvel universe. The MCU is the Ultimate Universe.
But that explains why she's different, and they could just come out and say this is this particular version.
Yeah, and that's what they've been doing with different characters. They're just saying we've taken from this universe, we've taken that one, and just put it into this. So
Captain Carter.
It's like you have a Black Superman now.
The thing is, MCU in and of itself is its own thing.
It
is now. It is now, but it was
Because guarantee, Captain Marvel's, for instance, origin story, guarantee it's not a perfect adaptation of what it is in the comics.
Well, Captain Marvel, you're saying?
Yep, Captain Marvel, Ms. Marvel.
Okay.
Pretty much everyone's origins are different in the MCU than they are in the comics. So
they do that on purpose.
I don't think people really. I mean, this actually goes for our side of things as well. I think we should be treating the MCU as its own thing now.
How dare you? Right, it's separate from the comics we grew up with. So another monster said, I asked a friend of mine from Guatemala what the difference between Latino and Hispanic, and he said it had to do with how obnoxious they were. Hispanics are chill and Latinos are hyper. That was not from me. That was from a friend of a friend.
That's not true. I'll cut you.
Now, cut you. Mrs. Tickles his trunk for $2, says Scott. In my opinion, you are a diverse bigot. Thank you.
It seems like they're just trying to cover all their bases, so
Just
they're going to
like
have one of everything.
Right.
And apparently they have now 2 of her. They have a couple of different Supermen,
Right.
a couple different Spider-Men, and so on and so forth. Like in this comic book to film to television industry, they're just going to make multiples and variations, different Captain Americas, and so on and so forth.
Right.
And we can just have to expect that, I guess, at this point.
So they're saying they
Wait, was Captain
redcon.
Marvel even in that trailer?
No.
Isn't this supposed to be her show?
What, Miss? No, this show you're talking about?
Yeah, isn't this the Marvels, or is this?
No, this is just Miss Marvel. It's
okay.
The
Fair enough,
Fist
that makes
Girl.
sense.
The Fisting. Oh, wow. Marvel officially retcons Kamala Khan's powers for Disney Plus Miss Marvel series in effort to boost her appeal. How's that work?
How does it boost her?
Thing is, it was her powers that were the problem. It was her personality.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
also, this is what I don't understand. Maybe somebody can explain this to me. If you have a character that you say people are a fan of, and that's why you're making it into a live action, why would you take away the thing that makes her who she is? Like,
Because-
if fans like her arm getting big or whatever
Right.
it does, why wouldn't you put that in the show?
Because this is the reason, I believe, is because the people at Disney and Marvel and Lucasfilm think that people are stupid. Normies are stupid. They really do. So they think, well, if we make her look like she can expand like her skin and hand, when we bring Reed Richards, will they be confused on what his powers really are, or if they're related or this? They don't realize that even normies can separate different characters if they enjoy it.
Not just that, they had the game where she was front and center when she had her original powers, and that game flopped. So they took that as an indication that we need to do something drastic about her. If that's I've literally only just found out about a power change now, but it makes perfect sense because her powers have always been goofy.
The game was just shit, though. It wasn't necessarily Kamala Khan. The game was just terrible, wasn't it?
Right, but even when a game's bad though, like anything with the Avengers, especially at that time when, like, I mean, it's the biggest thing out there, and you just put the Avengers on something, you're going to get a good amount. However, they didn't get that initial bump because once everyone found out that you're stuck as playing as this character that no one likes, regardless of whether or not, you know, you have a problem with her gender or whatever, because like no one cares, barely anyone knows her. Because it's so dumb. Rather than have you create your own freaking character, they force you into playing this this unpopular character instead. That's what caused the initial bump, which, you know.
Well, you're right. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I saw that just up a little bit. It's got that picture. I saw that and just assumed that her fists were growing. So they're still giving her that. So she's projecting fists.
Ow! It's not.
Out.
No, she's like Green Lantern. It's not that.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah, it's not that her hand actually grows and looks that funky. Because that I would be fine with that. It's that she's materializing these fists like Green Lantern.
Well, she also was able to change. She was also able to change the density of it. So when she threw a punch, she could throw a punch with the weight of a planet on it. You know.
Wow.
So so she was ridiculously powerful just with her fists.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're adding that other stuff into it on top of it. I mean, I guess if they're trying to make her maybe, you know, Ms. Marvel, essentially like Captain Marvel Jr.
Right.
But when they get rid of Brie Larson, I mean, you might as well just give her the Wish version.
Well, I think they're gonna battle it out between Rambeau and her and see who the fans like, and that's
it's already Rambeau. People like her automatically better.
Right. So last topic, real quick, guys. Bel-Air is the latest example, and I was hoping Etep would have been here for this. His show comes up after this, I believe, at 9:30, guys. So make sure you go over there and give him a Sporking retreat. Bel-Air is Bel-Air is the latest example of Hollywood's horrible trend of woke reboots. If you are reading this, you have probably watched a number of your favorite television shows and movies get remake or reboot over the last few years. and Ghostbusters, Star Wars, Doctor Who, Cowboy Bebop, the list goes on. But these are not your average reboots. The term woke reboot is one that I've been using for a few years to describe Hollywood's practice of remaking beloved properties by modernizing them to have a progressive slant. Many of these remakes have the same name as their predecessor, almost as if Hollywood is actively trying to replace their history, which I agree with. Do you guys agree with that? I believe that's what they're doing. They want to replace what came before with what they believe. The Token 100%. People feel like they are more important than Token because they're bringing him to a modern people.
I mean, not just that, the way in which they changed the characters, they turned, Uncle Phil, one of the most beloved TV characters of all time, and they've gone, well, what can we do? We'll modernize him a little bit. Yeah, let's make him a drug dealer.
Right, let's make the black lawyer that worked his way through college, was able to become a judge, and was able to afford a beautiful home in Bel-Air. Let's make it that he didn't work hard and go to college and pay his way through. Let's make it that it was all about the drug deals he was making that gave him his power. Like, who's the racist now? Jane Theory, who's the racist? Me or them?
You.
She said, be right back. My bad. I think she agrees.
You don't even listen. God.
Yeah, no, because she knows the answer. She's just like, it's you, dude. Them. Mrs. Tickle his trunk for $5. Two things. We have already had a black Superman. His name is Shaquille O'Neal. It is not diversity. If it is forced, it is totalitarian. I can never say that word. Someone say it.
Totalitarianism.
Thank you very much. I either leave out or add extra letters. Wait. Almost everything is cooler than Mad Martigan, except that one. FSS. Martigan has him beat. Who's FSS? Okay. So remake of Fresh Prince, but this time we are changing the genre from comedy sitcom to gritty drama. Worked 30 years ago because everyone loved Will Smith and James Avery gets reboot. So let's see. It's like taking Step by Step and turning it into The Sopranos. That's fantastic.
No, that actually sounds awesome.
Right? Step by step. Oh my God. They could have like Facts of Life, but turn it into like a Hunger Games type thing. So you are treated to the blaring rap music of local Philly rappers Freeway and Meek Mill, friends with Robert Kraft, reminding you this isn't the family-friendly sitcom with positive reinforcement that you are used to. That idea was so Reagan era. We live in the era of nihilism where mercy is mistaken for amusement. Wow. So
essentially they just went full on cynic with this.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like Will Smith, which made him, he was already a rapper, but Prince of Bel-Air shot him into like right below A-list until he did like,
Independence Day.
Independence Day. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
6 Degrees of Separation, where he has a boy.
Yeah.
That was. Have y'all seen 6 Degrees?
I believe I have.
He's banging this white dude.
No, missed that one. You know what I was thinking, because you had a number in it, 7 pounds. That was a powerful movie he did.
No, this one he bangs this white dude who like walks around somebody else's house naked. It like sits on their chair on their furniture and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all I remember that movie.
They made it so much darker than the actual show. And
like,
everybody, I saw this from the beginning. I said it from the beginning. It was going to be trash because that's what they were going to do. They were going to make everything about it much worse and much more stereotypical.
Like,
which is
Carlton's
the entire
a
purpose
coke
of the original show.
Carlton does coke, egomaniac. No resemblance to the first character. Hillary Banks is still a narcissist, so it makes sense that she would have a popular Instagram page. And in an unfaithful Aunt Viv, and Ashley Banks, who is gay now because NBC Universal wouldn't greenlight this project without LGBT representation. They forgot the plus. And more rap music than Hot 97 concert. And you have a woke reboot of Fresh Prince. What they did to Uncle Phil, I mean, it disgusts me. I got to meet
what did it do with him?
Oh, so let's take the lovable father figure of Uncle Phil and turn him into a corrupt politician who cares more about his campaign than his family, because you won't expect a black man who lives in Bel-Air to keep his nose clean, do you? Like, it's disgusting.
That's messed up, man. Like, that was so important to his character, to Will's character, to have that positive male, like, role model in his life.
Though. You can't have that anymore.
Man.
Like,
we don't do positive role models anymore.
It's regressive in every single way.
Not to mention just in general too. Like, you're always talking about like, oh no, we need to be seen on TV or whatever, but like, why not show a positive black male?
No, they can't do that. If he is, he's effeminate.
Because to activists, it's a lie.
Right.
Because if you were to show a black male in the same role like that,
there can't be any positivity at all, because these people are thoroughly cynical. They hate the world.
Like,
and
I would
any positive depiction of whoever or whatever they are is seen as an insult to
a black nuclear family, like a nuclear black family. They can't have that. Like,
they're against it.
They're against it. They want
a nuclear black family is the white family of black people.
Yeah, there you go.
I liken it to say. I liken it to. Well, let's just say, I'm actually, my brother and we are actually disabled.
Okay.
Right? We don't.
Yeah, let's not talk about that because I made fun of
we don't bang
Sam.
that particular drum.
Right.
But it'd be like him and me looking at all the quote unquote able-bodied people on TV and going, look at them walking properly, standing tall, going out and having coffee with friends. How dare they?
Right.
And it's not lost on me that they did the thing they always do when they made them darker.
Right.
They also made them evil.
That's true. By the way, I came across this article. I haven't had the. I think it may have been from Grant. It's from The Root, and it's straight black men are the white people of black people. Can't wait to read it.
What is it? Straight white men are the
no. Straight black men are the white people of black people.
Right, because at least in movies, if you are positive as a black male character, you have to be most likely gay and flamboyant. And if you are a positive black role model, you're going to die, or something's going to. There is no more positive And that's what they're telling. Like, these are shows that kids are watching, and you're telling kids this isn't what you want.
That having a mother and a father involved in your life is unusual.
Right.
That line, though, represents something a little bit different.
Okay, go. What do you mean?
The whole straight black men or the white people of black people goes really more to the relationship that is expressed, according to some people, between black men and black women, because there's this position that a lot of people take that black men don't understand or respect a lot of the issues that black women, particularly dark-skinned black women, have to deal with in the community.
Do you agree with that?
I think
I'm not saying all black men, but
yeah, it's too much of a generalization. But I think that society in general has ignored it. Because even when I bring it up now, it's like people did like you didn't see it before. What tends to be done in terms of how dark-skinned black women are treated in media. Well, you see the same thing in the community at large. And when that's brought up, oftentimes, even within like a conversation among all black people, the idea is that black men just don't get it in much the same way. If you're in a group and black people talking about racism or discrimination, they feel that white people generally don't get it. It's that sort of thing is what that's referencing.
Yeah. Well, we talked about it once before, and if anybody has to bounce, I know we're running long, but Jane, we talked about it once before. Like, I've noticed my black friends, when they talk about white people, they talk about them as a whole, and this idea of like, does that move into other aspects of life also? Like, if they're showing characters like this, are they trying to say as a whole, straight black males are not role models? Like, Mark with a C to me is one of the greatest role models. The dude is passionate, great father, hard worker, devoted friend. Like I
think there's a lot of that sort of collectivist talk. It's generalizing. It's weird, but yeah, I think that does happen sometimes in these discussions where people just sort of go off the rails and judge people by entire groups. And this happens within and between races. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but
it is.
You do hear that.
Culture?
No, I was going to say Mark's one of the best father figures you could possibly hope for. He speaks glowingly about his son. You know, I was fortunate enough to have a lot of male role models to pattern myself after, and I have to tell you, Uncle Phil could kind of pattern yourself after, and of course, the character that Bill Cosby played, Mr. Huxtable on the Cosby Show was incredible. As a character, not the person.
Oh,
but
that's where I went wrong. I based my life over the actor. Never mind. Now I understand where I went wrong.
But I think that's the majority of most people are just working and trying to take care of their families, and I think that's true of most fathers. It's just that for some reason, when it translates onto screen, Hollywood consistently in this era wants to portray fathers as terrible. And they're still stuck on this idea of Black fathers in particular being even worse for some reason. And it's just, I don't understand it unless it's just the writers projecting their real lives into their stories again.
But they do that at every level, Jane. I think we can all agree. I mean, they want to see themselves in every character. That's why every character looks like they do. I mean, you can look at the character creator for a lot of these characters, and if you look at them, they are essentially self-representation across the board. They look the same, they act the same. I mean, I Am Not Starfire is a prime example of that, going back not that many months. And when you look at something you were just talking about, the nuclear family, right? That is the thing they're trying to destroy. They're actively trying to destroy it. They want to strip parents' rights away. They want to have the state bring up the children so that they can turn them into mindless zombies, that are, lack any kind of moral center. Unfortunately, that's exactly what, their goals are once again. And we have to fight back against it all over the place. It's frustrating.
And corrupting a lot of the things that we loved from the 80s and 90s.
Yes, and that's the thing. It's a corruption of something that was pure. Now, something that I think they rebooted and changed people's race, but I don't know if it was negative. I believe it was a positive one. I haven't watched it, was the Wonder Years. So at least but I don't know. I haven't watched it.
Not really, no. Because again, if they had just race swapped them, I could have lived with it. Okay. I could have just said, you know what, it's not my thing.
Right.
But okay, whatever. But no, they had to update it with a modern perspective on the family.
So they updated a thing that takes place in the late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah. Yeah. The wife isn't the happy stay-at-home mom.
Of course not.
And that's the thing that ticked me off the most. But
I mean, in the Wonder Years, she, the mom was like that for a while and then wanted her own career.
She did over time.
Over time, right.
But here we're starting off with her being the working woman who could be independent if she had to. That whole thing. And it's just...
Well, I did look up Joffrey the butler, because someone brought that up in the chat. So he is kind of a positive role model to Will, and he consults Phil and gives him advice, but yet some kid that was coming after Will from Philly disappears or gets killed. So he must be this MI6 type of person. I don't know. So, yay.
It's just so weird. It's so weird.
Sorry, hold on 1 second. I forgot I left the oven on.
Make sure you use a glove.
Yeah, don't pull a Mad Martigan, dude. That
Oh
hurts.
no, that's been on for hours, man. I was curing a iron skillet, and what you do is you oil it down, wipe the excess oil off, put it on a sheet, baking sheet.
You're trying to say the word cast iron and not just
You
iron.
see,
Oh, I'm sorry, cast iron.
You're
Cast iron,
seasoning it. Yes.
Yes, I'm seasoning.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow, look at all the
Great. I
chefs.
love,
What was?
you're welcome.
those are great. I love cast iron skillets.
Oh, me too.
Me
They're
too.
a pain in the ass though, man. Because if you don't treat it right, everything will stick. Everything will stick. I like that they do. If you ever find one, buy it. They make cast iron they're older. I don't know if you can get them now, but they're coated. Not the new ones because they're not as good, but the old coated ones, man, it's cooking in cast iron, holds the heat, does the same type of, cooking, but it doesn't stick as much.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for Cooking with Spork. There will be a channel coming up in the next 6 months. So keep an eye out for that. My first video series will be about making your own homemade barbecue grill. All right.
Italian food?
I would like to see that.
At some point I will. But
can I interject real quickly?
Yeah, please do.
They just let Juicy go free.
Whoa.
What do you mean?
Let's find that.
About an hour ago, they let him go out of jail for the
House
sentence.
arrest or free?
No, they let him go pending an appeal. I guess he gets to be out of jail during this appeal.
Don't they usually make them stay in there and then it's time served? Wasn't Kyle Rittenhouse in prison for quite a while?
Yeah, I'm curious.
It's not unusual. Because it's a non-violent offense, so I'm not shocked.
Well, if anybody has, it was violence on himself.
So he's going to get out. He's going to go out and do some more peddling of this bullshit.
How do you get?
Yeah, well, they said that he was put in the same cell as his attacker, so that's why he wants to get out.
No shit. Huh?
So Juicy Smollett, known for his portrayal and blah 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 blah, staged his own hate crime, and you know what, dude, I hate that term. It's just crime. It's crime. The intent was hate. What's that?
He lied to the police. He made a false police report.
Right. But even if it was a hate crime, to me, it's still just crime. The intent was hate. But crime is crime. Throw the book at him. But I don't know. I think, who are you to judge what hate? I don't know. Anyways, I don't want to go against you.
No, I agree. I think there shouldn't be enhanced penalties based on thoughts.
Right.
It should be enhanced based on damage.
Thank you.
The person who was hurt.
I think you said it way better than I could. But the ruling required Smollett to post a $150,000. What's that?
Recognizance.
What's that type of bond?
Just a bond.
Oh, that's just a regular bond. Okay, I didn't know that. I only stayed one night in a lockup. I'm pretty badass. I may have cried and asked for a cheese sandwich. Whatever. So let's see. Court documents by people state that the order was granted because the defendant has been convicted on, like you said, James, nonviolent offense, and that the court will be unable to dispose of the instant appeal before the defendant would have served his entire sentence of incarceration. So what they're saying is because the appeal wouldn't happen until after the 150 days, they let him out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then I hope that
This
not
would have
only
been
does
in
he,
the sorry.
I hope when he goes back, they don't give him any leniency and he serves all 150.
How much could he have? Did they hit the max with that? Because that doesn't seem like a lot.
He wouldn't do the whole hunt.
He got the minimum.
Anyway.
It would have been 3 years. And it correct me if I'm wrong. 3 years times 5 maximum.
He wouldn't have gotten a max though for a first offense.
No. But I'm just saying. He asked the question. I'm trying to answer.
Okay.
Is it consecutively? Actually, it was judicial discretion, right? Either consecutively or concurrently, right? He could have picked either option. And he gave him 150 days, which is incredibly lenient for essentially, perpetrating a hate crime that affected racial tensions in this country during a period of massive upheaval and issue. That's what I
was wondering, Jane. During that summer of love, it was a summer of love and burning. Doing something, being that widely known and having that much of a reach on social media and lying about it, causing people to get even more irate over racial issues. Couldn't that be
I don't think so.
No,
because you're not supposed to be trying to send a message. You're supposed to judge the individual for their actions in that situation.
Yeah, unless he went ahead and said, you know, oh, this happened to me.
Go
out
get
to
them.
the streets, you
Yeah.
know, brothers and sisters, and cause strife.
Right.
Yeah.
But okay,
because he
so
didn't do that, you know, I don't think he.
Well,
that's why there wasn't an incitement charge in there. Otherwise, if they had that, then that would have turned that all the way up to a national felony.
And
if
culture,
that was the case.
Right. And culture, let me read this and then you go because I want to hear what you have to say. Blue-Eyed Roof Korean, the base for $2. Thank you, my brother. I really do appreciate all the money you guys have been throwing my way. Juicy tried to use his celebrity to start a race war. I at least believe he tried to use it to get his name out there and his publicity up, but also, even if he didn't mean it, that's something that could have happened.
Well,
I don't think you could blame a person for other people's actions.
No,
really?
They're blaming Trump.
Well, they
did I just say that on
blame
YouTube? We're
Biden.
gone.
I mean, they always do that.
Yeah.
That goes to the point that people, there is such a thing as individual responsibility.
Sure.
And I think this case, like everything else today, is politicized. But at the end of the day, he lied to the police. And that's what he's punished for.
But Gene, it was worse than that. He went on national news programs and talked about this heinous thing that happened to him.
But
And
you
you're
can
right.
go on national news programs and lie. That's not a crime.
Yeah, but it's. I don't think it's illegal to go on. I
that
don't think
is
it's
not. That wasn't finally the point. Okay, so let's.
I
just
get what you're
go
saying,
on.
culture.
Yeah,
Culture,
it's
I
fine.
get what you're saying.
No,
Like he knows his ability as a celebrity. He can cause people to be like, I love him so much. I'm going to prove how much I care. Like they tried to get him. I'm going to get Whitey.
Right, but what do you think would be more influential toward that? Him being attacked or saying he'd been attacked, or someone actually being murdered? Because I think what was happening in that whole summer situation was stemming from someone being killed.
Right. Or someone dying. Yes, someone died, and then a lot of people got injured or died, and a lot of damage.
Okay,
and it was crazy.
Then this is the ultimate question. So did he deserve more or less than 150 days?
In my opinion, I don't believe people should go to jail for nonviolent offenses.
Wow, see that one's tough. Because I usually would agree with you, but this one to me could have caused. I get what you're saying, what he did, but what he did during you don't take into consideration like the society at that time and what he could have popped off.
I don't think that he would have been responsible for that. No.
I mean, I disagree with that based on the principle of people who fraud people or hack into someone's account and steal $1 million from them. They should go to prison for that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that too.
I mean, when it comes to the non-violent sort of thing, like there is a definite room in there because otherwise there'd be no white collar criminals.
I think there are alternative ways of dealing with those kinds of criminals, though.
Bernie Madoff shouldn't have gone to prison then.
No. I think prison is one of those punishments that should be reserved for people who are a physical threat in society. I think that we can deal with other kinds of criminals in other ways. I mean, that's always been my position on that.
I don't know if Bosch is. I'm sorry, culture. Go ahead.
No, so in the case of Bernie Madoff or someone of that ilk, they just write a check and they're done.
Well, not necessarily write a check. I'm sure they can get creative in terms of punishments, but I don't think that spending money on housing them and feeding them is.
Culture. Could I just jump in real quick? Because I
want to say, but there are only two types of punishments that are meted out now, Jane.
Right. Well, because what I was going to say, Jane, is, you know what? I understand where you're coming from, like weed possession, things where it didn't affect somebody else, like drug addiction, things like that. But when it comes to like taking people's complete savings in retirement and then saying, well, you could stay at home. Like there needs to be a punishment where you are taken away from society and shown like, this is what you get for doing what you did. I believe that, but when it's an offense where you don't hurt anybody else in any way, I think the person should go.
Charles Manson shouldn't have been to prison then.
Well, I mean, he did.
He didn't.
Well, he incited those
anyone.
people. He incited those people.
But,
that's to me.
Did they get him for conspiracy or did they get him for actual murder? I don't remember.
I think they charged him.
Conspiring to kill people is a bit different.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that is a violent offense.
Right.
And typically, it is considered a violent offense.
And that's what I think they got him for, is conspiracy to commit murder.
Conspiracy and attempt would be violent offenses.
Speaking of conspiracy, there's a lot of MK Ultra sneakiness, weirdness around Charles Manson.
Mm-hmm.
And someone mentioned community service,
acid.
and yeah, I mean, I think that that's a good way to deal with it. Make them serve people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea. You know, give them because he lied to police. Even though I agree with Terry Rose. I do not think it was a victimless crime. You know, these things have domino-esque consequences.
Right.
But I think I forget who said it, but he did lie to police, and that cannot be encouraged in any way. So I think, and also maybe because he's a celebrity and a public figure, I think maybe the punishment also should be especially harsh. So I'm thinking, like I said, community service, and give him something.
Let him go to Club Fed, but take him away. More I think about it, like, if it affects other people's lives, you lose your freedom.
I just had a really weird thought.
I like that.
What if, okay, you know how he said, if I kill myself, I don't kill myself. I'm not suicidal.
That's why I thought they let him go.
What if he actually got out so he really could kill himself to really stage it on racists? Like really hang himself.
But a lot of this is woulda, coulda, shoulda, maybe he will. And you can't sentence someone based on what could have happened that didn't.
Well, I don't think he's focusing on that. What he's saying is this guy is mentally unstable.
Yeah, that's what.
Well, that's what mental.
I mean, that's
they could do an assessment and determine if he lacks capacity and all that stuff, and lock him up in a mental hospital.
So you're okay with that, though, even though some of those state-run ones are scary.
Well, then that goes to, we need to fix that because we pay for it.
Yes. Where I live, there was a big one, and because of the way they treated people, they got shut down. And instead of, some of the more violent people with mental health, they moved to other places. The rest, they gave them 90-day supply of their meds and sent them into the town that the facility was in.
Well, that's one of the biggest,
terrible.
That's one of the biggest issues with the criminal justice system, is that we don't have anything to do with people who have mental health issues. And he arguably could have that. But what are we going to do with it if we don't have the institutions to put them in? Mm-hmm. And we don't necessarily want to put all these people in jail, even though a lot of them are there.
Right.
And we don't for sure want to just have them loose on the streets. It's like, what options are available?
Yeah, this one's a tough case though, Jane, like, cause he knew what the temperature in the country was.
And he took advantage of it.
Yeah, using a noose, like that is such a terrible, like any knot you could pick. The noose in America makes you think of lynchings, makes you think, so he was baiting people. Like, to me, it was baiting people to react to him, maybe not for violence, but that could have been an outcome of what he did. You should be held accountable for that, but I don't know.
Yeah, the problem is there's so many things you can't measure. You don't know that the cops that were out that night that were looking for these perpetrators, whether if they were back on duty, could have saved someone else. You don't know anything like that. It's all unmeasurable, and that's the problem. So they can only measure with what they can do.
Well, and then if you get into the territory of saying, well, this could have sparked a reaction, and so we have to be more hard.
Coulda, woulda.
Then we have to do that with a lot of other crimes as well.
You can't, because that's a thought. It comes into
they're again
predictive sort of thing.
Again, the Aquarius month. They're early in that month, they tried to say that certain people did do that when there is no real true proof of it. So it really is who's in control of the law at that time too, and who they.
Like the narrative, Soul Assassin, he has to pay restitution, so that part.
Yeah, and I do agree with you, Grant, too. Like that person that was, at that so-called crime scene could have maybe saved somebody across town.
And we don't. And that's the thing. I'm not saying that should go into
it could
into judgment, because I'm just saying when it comes to stuff like this, the problem is we can only judge and we can only really quantify the things that are quantifiable. essentially, when it comes to it. Like, we don't know what could have and would have and should. If he didn't do this, who knows what could have happened that night? Anything else could have. We don't know.
I mean, think of a lot of the cases we have with domestic violence where people are using it, where they're accusing their boyfriend of abusing them or whatever, and they really haven't been abused.
Right.
They may or may not get charged, but if they do, it rarely comes up that, well, this police officer wasted all this time, all these resources were spent. They tend to make them pay restitution.
Which is fucked. That one pisses me off the most.
I know.
Even the victim is the man or woman, whoever, lied about it. That victim, the other person, like sometimes people, even if they get off, they still don't believe that they didn't do it.
And even if they sue, they're not necessarily going to get anything because the other person doesn't have any money.
Messed up. It's messed up. But it's getting a little late. Let's wrap it up. That was a really good way to end this. I like the conversation. That's what I love about the dump. We go everywhere. Wes, we need to have you back on, man, very soon, like in 2 weeks. If you want to pop back on, I think that would be cool. Tell them where they can find you. Next time, I want you to give me a topic to discuss because I really enjoy the route you go down, guys. If you're into conspiracies, if you're into great resets, if you're into just the cabal type stuff, I'm telling you, Wes is the guy to watch.
Absolutely. Yes, you can find me at youtube.com/WesMoodyWebcast or odyssey.com/WesMoodyWebcast to talk about current events, pop culture, occasional conspiracy theories, occasional car talk, gaming streams. Really, I have some great gaming streams on there. Check them out. And I will vlog about whatever the heck I want to because it's my webcast. Hope to see you there, my friends. See ya.
Thank you for being here, Wes. And, Nick and Sam, you guys need a shout out. So tell them where they can find your channel and what you guys are working on.
I am Nick, a half of Nick and Sam. And you can find us on YouTube at Nick and Sam McCabe. We've got lots of videos there that need some love, so go watch those. And you can also find me on Twitter at Mr. Mooney Blue 1. I am very active there, so you can give me a follow there if you want. And yeah, I should have a video coming out within the next week, and that one is going to be about Hogwarts Legacy and the hoo-ha surrounding J.K. Rowling and her allegedly transphobic comments and all that nonsense.
Oh, please make sure when you tweet that out to add me to the tweet so I can share that too.
Yeah, sure thing.
That sounds amazing. And Grant, who is your next interviewee that you're going to be publishing? Or
next one publishing will be Quarter Black.
Okay.
Garrett. Then it'll be Mark with a C. Then it would be, I think, either you or Culture.
Right. I think am I this week? Yeah. Well, I should be because there is
depends
no
on whether you watch OC Bros or not.
Well, no, he said no OC Bros this week. Really hurt my feelings. Jane, how about you?
Yes.
Anything you want to plug?
Yeah. I just dropped a video on the Marvel statement about the LGBTQ issues and the Florida bill that everybody's all upset about. So definitely check that out. I post movie and television reviews and occasionally pop culture commentary on Yahoo at Jane Theory.
And how about your travel one? Because I love it. I love the Iceland stuff you had. Where can they find that?
So right now you can find it on Instagram and TikTok at Jane Theory. But I will be posting full videos on my last trip to Iceland on my Feast and Festivals channel, which I'll be promoting on Twitter as soon as those videos drop.
That's freaking awesome.
Follow me there.
I love it, guys. Make sure you follow her on Instagram. Not a lot of you guys are on TikTok because it's a terrible app that I'm doing great on. I'm doing great on it too. Culture Casino.
Wow, my banner's up. That was great. Yeah, so I'll be over with Grant at some point here in the near future for my interview. I have a travel scheduled next week, so I will be in San Antonio, Texas, Thursday through Saturday night. Hanging out with some folks, hopefully in the Texas area. All of the stuff will be posted in socials. I'm on Twitter, Minds, and Getter. I'm also now have a Gilded server. You can join that as well. The person that's helping me run that's, of course, Grant Gregory. So you can reach out to him for any of that. And let's see. Oh, I did everything I could not to steal Scott's thunder for this stream by not streaming about the crazy stuff that happened in Florida today, related to the well, it has some Disney ties, that is very interesting when it comes to this traffic stuff that we do with people.
Oh, crap. We didn't go over that one.
No, I sent it to you. It was a breaking story, and you ignored the crap out of it.
Oh, man, I thought, oh, crap. I even said when I first got here, does anybody have to? Yeah,
you can catch it on Culture's 6 minute daily every morning.
Catch it on Culture. He's going to do that. Dude, that was huge. That was huge. It's terrible. These
incidents involving Disney employees, and again, they cast a broad net, so you can't just say, this is a thing, but it's happening too frequently now that people that are involved at Disney are involved in these, getting caught up in these events. So it's just, and it's funny because it's the exact,
wow.
Yeah, I'm about to share just so you can see what we're talking about, but he'll go over it most likely on his channel.
What's wrong with Disney?
Oh, dude, I don't know.
Among 108.
And a former judge?
4 employees.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, before that, it was going back into actually same county.
Bonus segment.
Yeah, going back into Polk during last summer, August. Polk County did it again and picked up 3 more Disney employees amongst 17 suspects.
What?
Yes. Yeah, I'm not kidding. This is starting to become a regular occurrence.
It makes you wonder if they're using their status as Disney employees to lure people in.
I don't want to get into
Think about this. That's
surprised.
Well, real quick, a lot of the people that do this to younger people go into whatever field makes them around them.
So they've infiltrated Disney, perhaps.
Well, all I want to say is it seems interesting that these people are the loudest against an anti-grooming bill. But, whatever.
Right, which is, that you hit the nail on the head right there. Like, why do you want to fight an anti-grooming? Oh, that's why. That's why. I know it's only 4 of them. Let's make sure we say that. Only 4 Disney employees, but that's not, the word only should not be in that statement. It's 4 of them. Like,
it sounds like it's just 4 more.
Yes, 4 more. And how long has this been going on for? That's another.
And then again, I mean, this happens regularly. And of course, it's happening regularly in society amongst certain, humanity, elements in humanity. But, this is the stuff that disgusts me. It's why it was really important back when, Drunk was working with that charity that, I and others that are, associated with our fellowship, contributed to prevention of trafficking and other stuff like that. And this is an ongoing issue, folks. This is at any point in time, the estimations are in the tens of millions of people who are being subjected to this type of behavior. And, obviously it always gets busted down to something like, solicitation or something similar, but it's
kind of like the guy who shows up in a house and takes off all his clothes, and then the dude from whatever that show is turns the corner. He's like, I was just coming to check on the kid, make sure he's all right.
Oh, Chris Hansen.
Yeah, Chris Hansen. He's like, hi.
Why don't you take a seat?
Yeah, I'm Chris Hansen.
Why did you bring Mike's Hard Lemonade?
Yeah. Why are you wearing a thong and have a ball gag?
See, that's a show they should bring back.
Yes.
But here's the problem. And again, I mean, this is on top of the stuff that just happened over with Facebook and all this other stuff. I mean, you have major level executives getting caught up in these things in these companies on the regular.
Right.
And as I'm sure, many of us who've worked in large corporate environments can tell you, there are background checks that go like you get probed like you could never possibly believe. I would never hire anyone I didn't thoroughly investigate.
Absolutely.
Right? And so it's one of those weird circumstances where did you ignore those things?
were there any?
They
Yeah,
don't have
go
a
ahead, Jeff.
record until they get caught.
Well, that's true, but like I said, this is happening quite frequently. You know, I can go through the history of these types of events, these stings, and I can start pulling out, you know, hundreds of employees from companies engaged in entertainment practices that are, you know, involved in these things. And it's again, when you're giving, you have circumstances where these employees are basically, you know, going, you know, against the messaging you're trying to push, but it doesn't matter. Again, ultimately you can't draw a direct correlation, but it's always like, wow, this timing could not have been worse for Disney, you know,
right.
You know,
hey,
It
Jennifer.
does often, though. You see this a lot with people who work in close proximity to children, too. So I mean, we shouldn't exactly be surprised. But
Well, that's what I meant. Like they tend to go to those type of jobs. You know, I worked in a facility for these people for 3 to 4 years. And I'll tell you, one of the smartest things you could do is, and you should do it and do it every few months, is go to your state's registry and make sure you punch in your address and see how many registered offenders are in your area. The scary thing is it won't show people that haven't been arrested, but at least you will know who has, and keep an eye. You got to stay safe, even though there are states that want to get rid of that.
You know what else you should do? Check and see if your significant other is in the database. Because a lot of people find out after the fact, like after they have a child with them.
You'd be surprised. I mean, this event was called Operation March Sadness 2. This is the second time they've done this.
That's insane. All right, everybody, we're going to bang out of here. Just want to leave you with this one. Oh, he's not here, so I'm not going to play that. But wait a minute. Hold on. I got to go to my other. Where is it? Spork Deep. Where is it? I haven't played this one yet.
What a story, Sporking.
Yeah, you can say that again.
What a story, Sporking.
Good night, everybody. Take care. Cheerio. Scott's the best. He is the best. He does the best accents.
Top 5.
Top 5. Okay, I'll take that. All right, everybody. Be